You know, it's that time of year, right? This is like when football season's in limbo of sorts, right? And but I got it's Sunday. You know, even in the midst of Putin rampaging across Ukraine, gas prices getting crazy, Kanye West losing his mind with videos about Kim Kardashian's boyfriend. Hey, Kanye, you left, fool! God. But anyway, meanwhile, back in Santa Clara, now there's a number of pressing issues within Niners camp that are currently in progress. We won't have any answers for a while. So this is what I'm talking about when I say we got to wait before the next episode is actually installed. What we do know right now and have for a while is that Nick Bosa, and we during the time, we didn't really get into this back a couple, 2-3 weeks ago or so, when Nick Bosa was just like, Nick Bosa, so what? You know? But he's been abused in league circles regarding his talents. Fred Warner believes that Juan Jennings is one of the best football players on the team. And it showed in the biggest moments of the biggest games when big plays were needed. Tonight, taking your phone call for your thoughts on why the Niners' most valuable defender in Nick Bosa, why does that disrespect even exist? Just to look and delve into it a little deeper. And the emergence of Juan Jennings and speculate on his role in 2022. And, well, just to right into it, because we got to go to bed because I got to get up really early. But anyway, our star pass rusher, Nick Bosa, was selected his second Pro Bowl, but he wasn't named on an All-Pro after racking up 52 tackles, 21 tackles for a loss, 32 quarterback hits, and a career-high 15 and a half sacks, and doing so after returning from an ACL injury. What? Guys with good legs and never have been hurt will never be able to achieve those numbers. Two players who have played with Nick, one current teammate and one former teammate, are shocked by the level of disrespect toward Nick's accomplishments during the 2021 season. Richard Sherman said during a discussion with Fred Warner on the Richard Sherman podcast, quote, Bosa had an unbelievable year, never going to get enough credit. 15 and a half sacks, and they act like he had 5. My goodness. You all not going to give him first team All-Pro? You all not going to give him quarterback player of the year, or comeback player of the year? I hear you with Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow. I hear you, but not one vote. You all gave Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott a few. Come on now, unquote. We've had these sentiments exactly, right? In the All-Pro voting, Bosa fell behind T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, Robert Quinn, and Max Crosby. Now, that's understandable, but I don't know if he fell behind them or was he on the same plane. You know, being biased as a 49er fan, of course we think Nick was the best. You know, T.J. Watt was awesome, can't argue that. Myles Garrett, fantastic. Robert Quinn. Yeah, I don't know if he was better than Nick. Max Crosby, Max Crosby, well, he is solid over with the Raiders. See, they ran out of spots. Okay, but why Nick? That's my thinking on this. All right. Coach Shanahan was also shocked by the lack of respect Bosa garnered in this past season. Shanahan couldn't believe Nick didn't earn an All-Pro selection and thinks he should have been in the discussion for other NFL honors. Shanahan said in January, quote, I definitely think Bosa should be there, but there's no doubt about that. I'm shocked that I don't think people appreciate how good Bosa is, play in and play out. I've heard people talk about him for comeback player of the year, and every time they say that, I can't believe he hasn't been mentioned in defensive player of the year talk. So that was a surprise to me, unquote. See, that's what I'm saying. People don't understand Bosa's doing more than sacking the quarterback. And if anything, a lot of your guys who rush the edge really well, they don't have any ability other than that. Nick doesn't have any weaknesses in his game. So Fred Warner also expressed some disbelief during the discussion with Sherm. Fred told Sherm, quote, he should have been first team All-Pro. He didn't even get second team All-Pro. So the disrespect just keeps coming for him. He'll get his, unquote. And yes, Nicky B will get his indeed. Fam, Nick is eligible for a contract extension and will unlikely become the NFL's highest paid defender, regardless of what those other guys got that just put Nick in the rearview mirror. It is believed on that day, Nick could be the NFL's first $30 million a year defender. Sherm commented to that fact saying, quote, no doubt he'll get it back where it matters most, and that's his pockets. I hear you. He's got to control all the rest of it, but they're going to give him what he's just due, unquote. So, you can feel bad about Nick for a number of reasons during the course of the season. We were always crying about the fact that refs just refused and ignored to call when Nick was being held. There's people that came in on Twitter, you know how Twitter is. People came in on Twitter explaining why that call is not exactly a legit call when Nick is getting choked down to the ground. I got mad, of course, like I do, and I went after that dude. And then 30 other people piled on him. I backed off. But you know what? This thing about, it's about the offensive players, the defender's move. With that upcut he does, it knocks the defender's arm up and the offensive player's arm up, which leads to the arm to fall up under the chin, which justifies when you see the defensive player coming in, the arm is under there because the fact is the defender put it there. That's what he said. Anyway, while we're going, giving love to Niners players, 7th-round draft picks, they're usually just roster padding for the required number of players needed in the preseason camp, right? We say it every year when somebody comes in at 6th, 7th round. Yeah, he's just camp fodder. Or we even say it during, they bring in some other people. Yeah, he's just in there for keep the count up. They need to have, several teams out there working at once. They rarely make an impact in the NFL, period. If you get late drafted that late, you just got in by the seat of your pants, you're probably going to go out by them same pants. Juan Jennings was a 7th-round draft pick of 2020. Didn't even play during his rookie year. We all wanted to see him, though, especially knowing at the time that Jalen Hurd, who had just had a fresh new injury, tearing his ACL on a field away from the rest of the team, which was unexplainable. JJ got on the field in 2021, although, and made an impression during the Niners' late-season playoff rush. Boy, Jennings caught 16 passes for 212 yards and 3 TDs during the Niners' final 5 regular season games, including a 6-catch, 94-yard, 2-touchdown performance in the team's playoff, clinching Week 18 against those L.A. Rams, who know damn well they got lucky this year. Mrs. Warner's Pro Bowl child, Fred, believes Jennings will be a problem for NFL defenses for years to come. Fred told Sherm to that particular question on his podcast, a problem? I love Juwan. I've said it to numerous people. I'll say it to anyone. He is one of the best football players on our team, and it showed in the biggest moments, the biggest games, when we needed guys to make plays. I think there was a stat somewhere where most of his catches were for a first down or a touchdown. Unquote. Does that sound familiar? In fact, JJ just filled that void that a lot of us were worried about with Kendrick Bourne leaving with that exit into New England. And some even argue that he did more than fill the void. KB, I thought you was going to kill us by leaving. JJ, enter. Of James with 24 regular season receptions, 15 earned the 49ers the first down. In the playoffs, 4 of the 6 catches moved them, James. And Niners quarterbacks had a 150.5 passer rating when targeting JJ this past season. Fred continued by saying, quote, the dude just balls. It's crazy because it's not just with the ball in his hands, it's blocking. He's not one-dimensional. KB used to bring that in. He didn't get enough credit for it. KB was a great blocker. JJ is too. He's over here taking dudes out in the blocking game because that's just a mental mentality thing. He's got the right mentality. And you look at him, he's kind of like, he looks like he'd be a decent player. Bro, this dude is a dog. I'm telling you, he's one of our best players, unquote. Fred giving high props to JJ. Sherm shared his story of going one-on-one against JJ during his rookie season, and the Niners being super high on him. He says, quote, I'm watching the tape, and I'm watching him walk around. Sherm shared the tale, saying, quote, he looked like he got bad knees. He don't look like he's about to cause me no issues. And then you get out there and deal with him. You're like, wait a minute. Sherm, you know better. But that broke Fred up, too. He then responded to that story saying, there's some dudes who are just ballers, just gamers. And that's exactly what he is. You talk about all them yards and stuff he had in Tennessee. He balled out in Tennessee. I don't know how. I didn't watch him, but I believe it. I see the kid work. I see how he works at his craft. I see how he competes. I love competing against a guy like that. Also, let me say, as much as I want a speedster, fam, I got to tell you, unquote on that. As much as I want a speedster, I do not want to see JJ's role reduced. I do not. I just want that speedster there. In fact, I want the speedster almost a gimmick player. And I want him to make plays, but I want him in there for guys like the Honey Badgers out there telling everybody, move up, move up. No, move up then. Go ahead. Y'all move up, please. All right? Go ahead. So that's what I want. Stop that. You know, because this dude, JJ, man, he's like, KB used to like impress me with striking like a cobra suddenly, poisoning our opponent. Because they're watching everybody but him, right? Because you got to watch Debo. You got to watch George. But you know, tell you what, and by the way, fam, I've not watched enough of the Combine to launch any opinions. So please do add any players that have grabbed your attention while answering the question of what in the hell does Nick Bosa have to do to get the respect that he already deserves from the 2021 season? And will he return to make a statement in 2022? Because I'm thinking Nick comes back further motivated and thinking to himself, yeah, they go just go tell me I ain't this, I ain't that. Well, I'm going to show him what I am. Because I think he's that kind of a guy, actually. Also, deal for Jennings' role to be expanded in the 2022 offense or left pretty much the same. Since he's already doing a good job, do you just leave that alone? Because I suspect that Debo's role, no telling what they're going to do with Debo. Ayuk's already come along as being now he is fully ready. And you got to get George some play. So, you know, is there enough ball out there for all these guys? But JJ probably doesn't need any. JJ said, look, I'll take whatever. I'll just take whatever I can get. So, man. Hey, Jermaine Price. Ronbo, yesterday was my birthday. Can I? Nobody's asked me about that for a long time. You know you can. Happy Niners birthday to Jermaine. Happy Niners birthday, Jermaine. Happy Niners. Jermaine. Happy birthday, fam. Jay Realistic, what up? Again, right? Hey, Ronbo, man, what is with the headphones? Man, you always say, I got to remember to put these in before we start trying to go through this. All right, it's done. Hey, Pop, Jacket. Come on in, man.
I want revenge for Bosa. I want blood. I want to end quarterback season. I want revenge. Yeah, it's crap, man. God, this is so messed up.
Yeah, but Bob, you know what it is? How they selectively abuse the 49ers in some capacity. Those in the East Coast, every year there's something. Remember how we were complaining all year? Man, why don't they let go of Bosa? And why don't the refs care about that? You know, we're always whining about that, right? So, you know, I don't know. It's just weird.
I guarantee you, in upcoming week, there's going to be a certain beat reporter who's going to be like, trade Nick Bosa. Why?
Hasn't somebody, didn't they say that last year? There's always, not even beat reporters are right, but there's fans running around saying, we could trade Nick and not only just Nick, let's get rid of George Kittle, put him in a package deal, and we can get God knows how many first-round draft picks. Pop, will you, I'm not, because I get too emotional about it. Can you explain the difference between proven players and draft picks?
I think the Rams can.
See, there you got me there. Touche. You know. You know. But they got players back.
All I want the Rams to do when they display that championship trophy in their case is I want them to attach the receipt of what they did to get it.
Thank you. You know.
That's all I want
you
to
do.
do.
The opposite direction.
Put the receipt. Take it. Oh my God.
Let's go bite him in the ass. We're waiting on that sooner or later, though. So, you know.
Oh, no. I mean, the Niners are so, they're so close. I think what makes them close really is that ability to, they seem to be very good at playing. They don't get blown out. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
It's
always a fourth quarter loss. Yeah. Always.
Yeah. So it's like, for them, it's all about getting hot, So, I mean, I don't worry about Nick. I do kind of shrug my shoulders when I look at it. I'm like, I look at the all-pro team, and Watts was an edge rusher. I'm like, he's a linebacker. There is no such position called edge rusher.
In that
he's
defense.
He's a linebacker.
They play
That's what he is.
Right?
He's a linebacker. That's where he should have been, and Nick Bosa should have been on that team. Now, moving forward, we're going to be losing some players.
Yeah.
We're going to lose Grant Cohn's favorite player, Dwelly. We're losing him more than likely.
He does like Dwelly. I heard about that.
He loves him some Dwelly.
Hey, Pop, wait a minute, though. What makes you think that? I mean, you just came out. I didn't even thought about it. Well, how did you know that?
Well, because he's a free agent, number one.
Okay.
He's a free agent, number one. But number two, I mean, if you're an NFL player, if you're a player in general, if you're a competitor, you want to start. I think Dwelly has a chance to go someplace and start.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do. I mean, honestly, he doesn't block like Kittle, but he's a 6'5" target. I don't remember him even dropping a pass. I think that he would be an excellent starter for a football team that passes more than they run. That's just my 2 cents. I do believe that
either. He's not unrestricted, is he? No.
No, he was restricted last year. So I think he'll be gone. I think Juan Jennings is big enough to put on another, a couple biscuits, and he's tight end weight. He's a pretty big guy, and he's nasty.
Yeah, he can carry it.
So. He's nasty.
Lost weight last year, though, Pop, just so he could get faster. Remember?
Well, I mean, I don't think that was the key. I think the key is that when you get into a professional football, training situation, they start, crunching numbers, and they try to figure out how you'll be your best, most competitive self.
Right.
For some people, it's losing weight. For some people, it's redistributing weight. So it's like, people are saying a lot about Deebo Samuel. I say he got more flexible in the offseason, but he's still roughly the same weight.
Huge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big butt, big thighs.
That's good for running back,
though.
I'm
not. No, it is. That's a football body. That's what that is. So,
right.
God gave him gifts. He's using them. So, I think Ron Jennings could very easily play. He could play wide receiver. He could play H-back. So there's that flexibility with him is there. So, there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to get another year or two out of him before you got to make a decision on him.
Yep.
But if he can hold down multiple positions in NFL, usually you can stay longer. You can play for a team longer the more versatile you are.
Absolutely.
And I think he has that versatility. So I think he's a fantastic player. Fantastic blocker. I know him pretty well from the Tennessee area. because he
That's
is
right,
from a couple towns over from me. Yeah. So a couple towns over from me, he was always the big bully on the field here locally. And he enjoys it though.
Yeah, and good.
He enjoys
That
it.
makes
He's
for a
cut
good
from that
football
same
player.
cloth as Skill and Debo. Yeah. He's cut from the same cloth as you know those players. You've been on the field with those players who get hit, they come up bloody, smiling.
Yep.
Look, man, I'm bleeding. Check it out.
And say,
smiling.
that's all
Hey,
y'all
I'll
got?
for truth.
Yeah,
So it's like they got that good personality. Now, what I am worried about, Ronbo, I knew I was going to worry about this until it's going to be over with. Is I'm worried about losing Lakin.
I was getting ready to ask you about that because we only got a minute or so left. How bad? You know how many people are going after Lakin? It's going to be a bidding war, just like they're thinking. He's gone.
Yeah. It'll be a bidding. It's just they put you in a position where it's just no way you can keep somebody. So obviously. We picked up a couple guys on the left last year, so one of those guys is going to have to step up.
Aaron.
Then if we lose Mac, then yeah, it's going to be hard if we lose Mac. So, but I don't think if I'm Lakin, it depends on how you look at it. Lakin is like, well, if I take a little bit less to stay inside, I just hope they don't do what they did with Buckner, which is just let him go. Talk to him, try to sweeten the pot. Hopefully, that they'll try to meet him halfway or give him a little bit more or toss some money in the workout bonus or something
give him a
hang on to him.
Yeah. Just give him one of those contracts
exactly.
But from the 49ers. Never gets hurt. Does a solid job.
20
Trent
years.
Loves working with them. Come on. 20 years like Magic Johnson contract.
It'd be one of those. Lakin Tomlinson is now the highest paid guard in the NFL, signing a $500 million deal with the 49ers.
Bob, we got to go. I'll see you Friday. I got another week. I got to get things all cleared up so I can have permission to talk football, right?
Oh, my God.
I got to get early tomorrow. I know, right?
Oh, my God, Ronbo.
I'll see you Friday.
If you need Dr. Phil's number, just let me know. I'll pass him
along. I'll see you Friday, Bob. Have a great night.
All right,
Ronbo. Oh, God. See, I shared that with y'all because I want you to sympathize with me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Raul.
Truth today? Yo, hello.
Raul, man, we're waiting for things to further develop around the NFL and with the 49ers organization. In the meantime, I thought we'd take tonight out. It's Sunday to complain about how they treat Nick Bosa. It ain't right. And also, hey, Fred Warner says Juan Jennings is a bad boy. You agree with that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I think he's definitely like a good third complimentary receiver on this team after Nick Bosa. After George Kittle, Debo Samuel, and Ayuk, he's a good number 4. You know what I mean? Like, that's solid. Plus, he does have a little nasty for him. I know he's going to come back. Like, he doesn't have a say-so pretty much when it comes to this year. So I'm excited to see how he does his 4th year, with the Niners and see what happens. But you know what I was thinking about Lakin Tomlinson is there any way that we can do a sign and trade or something like that with him? Because if the way they're making it sound is like there's a lot of teams that are going to be going after him. I know we probably won't get nothing high, but hey, anything like around the fifth round pick is better than just letting him walk in my eyes. If we can't keep him, but I'm not sure how all that works.
Sign and trade makes it more difficult to actually get at him. But what you do is you cut those numbers down and people want to go after him because they don't want to pay whatever the 49ers are paying. And what you also do is, like you're saying, is maybe and you're going to get better than a 5th round pick for Lakin Tomlinson.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But you're not going to get no first either,
No.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever. It all depends on the contract because, like, we got lucky with the Buckner trade. It just, like, the way it worked out, we got a high pick, which he's worth it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the Colts is not looking back at it like, damn, we got. I'm pretty sure they're happy with what they got.
He had a great year.
Definitely, I would have rather kept Buckner than they let him go, of course, and I'm sure every Niner fan feels like that. But, I just, we have to think about it. It sucks, but there's no way we're keeping everybody on this team. So
Yeah, I know.
I'd rather get something for them than nothing. So if that's a possible way, that way we can trade up, back up in the draft in our second round pick, plus whatever we get from Jimmy, of course. I do see this team moving up and down in the draft, and I just hope, man, they. I think that last year's draft was kind of different because they knew that, okay, Trey Lance, they were preparing for the future. So the Trey Sermon, the Aaron Banks, I'm not sure what happened, who drafted them and why they didn't play, but I have to assume that it was all part of the plan. Maybe not sitting them the whole year, but it definitely had to be a plan. Like, okay, we're gonna develop these guys. That had to be in their mind. That had to be in their head, and that's just my process. I don't know what you think. What do you think they were thinking about when they drafted these players?
Those guys
because it makes it funny that there were so many people, like the top 3 rounds, none of them played. Like, come on, that does not make sense. It just doesn't add up unless they missed on all 3 of the picks. Well, we know Trey Lance, the reasoning behind that, but Trey Sermon and Aaron Banks, we heard good things about them from John Lynch, so I do expect them to give Aaron Banks a chance to go ahead and fight for that guard spot. Maybe they'll put him back at left guard. I don't know but I hope they give him a shot, and I think they will. There's no way you draft him in the second round and don't give him a shot to compete.
Raul,
but I do so.
Have you seen John Lynch has been doing interviews lately, and John is sounding as if Aaron Banks is thoroughly ready, but he's saying that about everybody. But anyway, that may be the reason why.
I know, you're right.
But you know what? That may be the reason why if Aaron Banks is anywhere near what John's talking about, they won't pay Lakin big bucks. They will put Aaron to the left side. That's what he played in Notre Dame, and that's where they'd rather put him. The only reason he's not playing the left side is because Lakin's over there. Lakin's doing a great job. So, yeah, you're going to see the 49ers going to give an offer to Lakin's agent, and it's going to be either take it or leave it. We've got a kid we can put in there, and then they'll worry about the right side, which might not be such a daunting process or problem as the left side.
Yeah, but there's no way they can sign and trade him without being stuck with like a nasty cap hit. Like, I don't know how that works. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a cap guy when it comes to like that. So I'm like, it's better to sign and I'd rather sign and trade him than just let him go. Even if we're not going to keep him, I mean, you don't just let a good starter, healthy starter in the league just quit.
Raul, you got to make sure you get that deal done before you do it, though. Now, if I tell you, Raul, you're over in Buffalo, you're over in New York, something like that, or someplace, and I say, listen, Lakin Tomlinson, I'm gonna sign him, but listen, I'm gonna keep him available for trade. What are you gonna sign him at? Well, we're thinking 4 years, blank him out, right? And the guy on the phone says, well, yeah, no. Thanks, John. If you want to trade him straight up,
they gotta know what his value. They gotta know what his market value is at. I don't think they'll overpay him. I think they'll do him just right. And I think that there's plenty of teams like Buffalo, Bengals. There are plenty of teams that are looking for a solid veteran guard like that. And I don't think that we will have trouble trading him. Yeah. And like I said, I mean, if we could get a third-round pick for him, that'd be great too. Like, and you're right. It all does matter on the deal. But I think that, people are going to want to pay a good amount of money. Not like extreme, but a good amount of money for someone that is reliable, a veteran that has shown that they can be in there, in and out, and then on a good, he's a good pass blocker or run game, or a good run blocker. So, I mean, I don't think we'll have trouble trading him. But you're right, he has to be able to agree to that. I just hope that I just hate seeing players go. Sometimes, especially someone like that, like. He earned. He's gonna earn he earned every dollar he's gonna get on his next contract.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for all these players that get paid. And I hope we can bring back Mostert and Verrett, man. I really do. If it's affordable. But if not, man, I hope nothing but the best for these. The only thing that sucks is that we all know now we gotta worry about the Jets. We gotta worry about the Dolphins. And that was them now more than any other team. But even then, we still always had other teams poaching our players. And the Seahawks, we got to worry about those other teams too. It's like, damn. So I just hope we don't lose them for nothing.
Yeah.
I know today we're probably not going to be on there that long, Ronbo, but I'm driving right now. Just had a cool little drive. Had to drop my daughter off somewhere. We were at a birthday party, so I had to drop her off at my mom's, get her ready for school and stuff tomorrow. I have to go run some errands before I can go back home.
All right, we'll tell you what.
But shout out to you guys and the faithful. If anybody knows if or thinks we can sign and trade Lakin Thompson, or anybody else is going to become a free agent, but he's the only one that I see with the actual value. Throw some information out there. Hit them likes. Ronbo, shout out to you in production, man. You guys killing it.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate you too, Raul. You know this. I'll be back Friday. Got to take off the rest of the week. All right, bro. Have a great night.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
You too.
You too. Bye.
Is that Jay with the phone? Jay, we got three J's. Let's see which Jay this is. Yo, Jay.
Yo, Ronbo, you can hear me?
Jay, your phone is working tonight, man. I mean, whatever system you use tonight, it's working.
The last caller said, we got to be scared of the Jets. Like, imagine being scared of the Jets,
Hey, they got times. How many first round picks they got? That's the thing. You see that there's a few freaks in the draft. There's no real quarterback freak. They're not interested in quarterback. But that cornerback sauce, I forget his last name. There's a couple of defensive linemen that are absolute freaks. The Jets are going to look a lot different. I know that this year than they did last year.
Yeah, they're the Jets now, but they're
going to have the Jets. I know.
Yeah, they got to draft like offensive line, a wide receiver. Like, what the hell? They need a lot of stuff too.
But they got all the first-round draft picks. It doesn't take long, unless you're the Cleveland Browns. And then you take 15 years of first-round draft picks, and you still lose. So, I think Robert Saleh and company, I think they might be a little smarter.
I mean, Robert Saleh is smart. And what's the topic of today, Ronbo?
Yeah, we were looking Nick Bosa because we were looking for things. I'm just looking for things to talk about. And Nick Bosa's situation did piss me off for months. I went to Twitter. I was raging. I sent a note to the NFL headquarters about why is it possible that the referees in every single game we play don't see Nick getting held, right? And then when the end of the year comes and it's time to hand out accolades, Nick gets stubbed. He's not even the first. He's not even all-pro. No. Oh, no. Nick's got to fall behind about 4 or 5 other guys. I'm saying, Nick Bosa, man, somebody just don't like Nick. I mean, this guy can't even get comeback player of the year awards, not even mention Dak Prescott, who gets his brains beat out every year and beats that. Dak hasn't beaten a team over 500 in 2 years. Yet, Dak gets comeback player of the year. Y'all tripping, man. So anyway, I was just complaining about that. What does Nick have to do to get these coveted awards? And also, Juan Jennings, too. Fred Warner said all kind of nice things about Juan Jennings. You probably got a lot of things good to say about Juan Jennings as well. I think we all do. But it's always nice when the players come in and say something about one of their fellow players. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did hear Fred Warner talk about how Nick Bosa didn't get no recognition or something about,
and sure,
comeback player of the year. So, that does suck. And what's it called? So some guy named Bill Cosby had like 9 sacks or something. Or 6 sacks or something. I don't know. And Nick had like 16 sacks.
Did you just say Bill Cosby? Fat Albert. No, really. I wouldn't be surprised if they did put somebody ahead of Nick that had. I mean, the guys that were up there, they did a good job this year. I can't take anything away from J.J. Watt. But like was just pointed out, J.J. Watt's a linebacker. I mean, we're talking about guys come off the edge. JJ does, but come on, man. JJ should be ruled with the linebacker group. He doesn't have to be a part of an edge rusher. He's not an edge rusher. He's out there one-on-one half the time, whereas Nick's taking 2 and 3 guys on him on every snap. Come on, man. There's a big difference. So,
Yeah, that's right. And about Juwan, I like Juwan a lot, but I feel like he's a fourth wide receiver. I mean, right now on our roster, he's definitely our third best wide receiver. But I feel like we could definitely get someone to draft, to be a third or more, like best wide receiver because
Yeah, it's all about competition though. Like you're saying, they draft people every year to take somebody's job. So, you get you got to know. And in fact, no matter where you play in the NFL, you got to know the draft means here comes my competition every year. Every player, just about, except for the players that are nucleus of the team, the franchise players and that type. But everybody else, when they get drafted, they don't draft just several positions every year. You look at Dre Greenlaw, and then you look at Aziz Al-Shar. All of a sudden they're competing for the same job. We drafted Dre at what round? Was that fourth, fifth round, something like that? Yeah. So.
I don't know. Yeah, and Ronbo, honestly, I would have traded Nick Bosa and George Kittle and Fred Warner for Tom Brady, for 1 year. Yeah. I would just do that. To be honest with you.
Jay, man, no. You know what? We could find some people out there that would definitely do that in a heartbeat. They wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah. That's automatically 5 first-round picks. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it is. But yeah. Did you hear that Rumble about Jimmy? That it happened a couple of minutes ago. About he was in Vegas and he got he got arrested for being drunk. You hear about that?
Wait, Jimmy who?
Jimmy Garoppolo. He was in Vegas right now.
He's in Vegas. He got arrested for drinking or being drunk.
Yeah, he was intoxicated in public. Yeah, he was like. Fuck the Lions, He was saying that wrong, but I don't know why. But
I've not seen that story yet. That must have just broke because I just came off of social media. How long ago did that happen? You must have just got that.
5 minutes ago, Ronbo.
Yeah, so that had to be just a little while ago. What in the world could Jimmy G? He seems like such a polite, under control guy all the time. What could he have possibly done? I mean, usually you get into a fight or something like that in public. Yeah, he probably ran into a 49er fan.
Nah, he ran into a Trey Lance fan, actually. I'm pretty sure. TMZ reported it, Ronbo.
I know. Somebody just see it now. 49er Brian says for TMZ.
I was just kidding, Ronbo. I was just kidding, by the way. But, Ronbo, I'm going to let you go. I was just happy, Ronbo. I was just lying.
It's cool. Somebody did say for TMZ. They're serious.
Yeah.
I'll see you Friday.
You too, Ronbo.
That's right. Dre was a third-round pick, right? CZ. Like Jay, and is that Cynthia? Cynthia. All right. Cynthia passed out on me while she's waiting, I guess. It's late out in Baltimore. Hey, Brian, the law has arrived. Yo, Brian. I wonder if my phone is having problems. You never get two people in a row that didn't answer. Let's see if Tony. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Tony.
This phone's all right, bro.
Yeah, I noticed that. I said, Tony's phone's fine, all right. Well, Tony, as we're looking for things to talk about because it's Sunday, and you can't go a Sunday without talking 49er football, right? So I came up with the Nick abuse. I'm tired of it. And then, of course, you figure this is going to be an ongoing subject. Nick's not going to get treated any better next year. I think there's something about the NFL. They feel antagonized when people keep coming at them about the Nick Bosa abuse. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I do know Nick's probably going to come roaring back. And then, of course, Fred Warner saying all kind of great things about Juan Jennings. Tony, your feeling on the both situations?
On the what situation?
On Juan Jennings being the Kendrick Bourne. Did you forget about Kendrick Bourne? I mean, a lot of us got over Kendrick Bourne kind of quickly after Juan Jennings started going berserk.
Well, you know my thoughts on Juan Jennings, Ronbo. I think he's the most underrated player on the 49ers squad,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
Yeah.
As far as Nick Bosa goes, I don't think he gives a shit, to be quite honest with you, what they say about him.
It's a good point. Hey, Tony, I can just see walking up and seeing Nick in a bar somewhere, someplace. Nick, dude, what happened? No comeback player of the year. You're not even first line All Pro. I really could give a rat's ass. I could see Nick, with his laid backism.
You know what I mean, Ronbo? It just gives him more ammunition for the next year. But hey, put it this way: Nick Bosa's no good. Nick Bosa's shit. He's this. He's that. If he went out on the free market now.
Ooh.
All right. If he's no good, how many teams would be fighting over him?
Oh,
Look, that's all you have to ask yourself.
Oh, God, how much would he get paid?
You know what I mean?
Like you say, that price would get driven up by the pursuit, right? Oh my God.
So it's a lot of horse shit. But the only thing I would do with Nick Bosa, just if my name was John Lynch, is I would sit down from the time the bloke started at the 49ers and I would put together a full video of how many times this guy gets held in games and referees don't adjudicate on it, and I would send it to the top, what's his name, Goodell, all right, and say, listen, buddy, I'm sick and tired of this shit. You need to deal with it, all right, because it's not right for the game, it's not right for the player, and it's not right for our team. You know, they just, as soon as we hold some famous dude or whatever, flags come flying in from all over the place. Our players don't get looked after the same.
That's Trent Williams, right?
That's what I would do with Nick.
All the time, yep.
But McGlinchey's the one that worries me.
Why is that?
Because, didn't the 49ers pick up his fifth-year option?
You know what? And
so he's going to get paid $10.8 million in 2022, whether he plays or he doesn't.
He seems to be on the mend, but they picked up that before he got hurt, which was interesting.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have picked it up.
Kyle likes him. Kyle said nice things about him. Tony, you know what, though? And I'm not defending him. I'm just going by what Kyle says. I think we don't see every play. We only see the plays where he pisses us off.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, once or twice a game, you do see that. In some games, you don't. He played a little better last year. I don't know. I have to admit, I said to myself, he did get a little better. I guess he was listening to all the ridicule and says, you know what, I'm going to put on a few pounds. I'm going to go out here and knock hell out of somebody.
The only thing the thing that bugs me about him, Ronbo, if you're a professional player, all right, and somebody, we just said about Nick Bosa, you'd see him at the bar, he'd say, mate, tell your story walking before I slap you one. Yeah?
Exactly.
When people went after McGlinchey, he started squealing and crying like a little girl. You know what I mean?
And it was
why
amusing.
Are you hanging shit on me? Why are you talking about me, hurting my feelings on me?
And Tony did it on a media conference, too. And he started off before the media even asked him any questions. First of all, I want to get one thing straight.
Right.
I didn't gain this weight because I had thought I was having it. No. I'm not getting beat because I lost weight last year. I started laughing right away. Well, Mike, nobody even asked you about what is it?
What's wrong with you, mate? You need a tampon, bro, or something? What's the story? Is it that time of the month?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's sensitive, though, Tony. He really is. Yeah, you can tell.
Well,
and
we
that's
don't
why
need
put on all that
sensitive
weight.
people. We don't need sensitive people.
Players.
In one of the toughest games on the planet, do you?
Right.
You need tough dudes. Oh, you hurt my feelings, Ronbo. And, Grant and that other dude, I think he's better watch himself. That guy, Grant Cohen, whatever it is, he better start going out in disguises, mate. Because if Debo catches up to him or someone else like that, he's gonna get a big slapping and a half.
Well,
that
you know
guy.
what's really funny because remember Jimmy Ward talked to him last year? Ward told him what most of the guys in the locker room think. And Ward was very polite when he told him. But Debo and the other guys that don't really say anything, Debo just came out and said something, which I was kind of surprised because I think most of the guys that Grant shoots at like he does, just ignore it. Debo went and responded. Him and Eric Armstead, it's really hilarious. They're the only two guys that ever done that.
But you can be controversial, Ronbo, in a mature manner. There's nothing wrong with being controversial. But when you start packaging up players like, Bosa and Kittle and Jimmy and this and that and, and bagging 3/4 of the team.
You're asking for it, I know.
Just screaming for at the very minimum, at least a slap across the face. You know what I mean? If I was the 49ers, like, especially Shanahan, I wouldn't even allow him in the press conference room. I think, get this piece of crap out of here. I don't even want to look at him.
I told you missed it.
You want to be a part of...
No, him and Shanahan had
part
falling
of the
out 2 years
49ers.
ago. Yeah. But Kyle does. He has that face on when Grant answers a question, and sometimes he snaps back rude answers at him now. But he doesn't try to get him banned out of the press conference.
He should do like that Arabic dude. Remember when he threw the... Kyle should throw a shoe at him, like that guy that threw it at George at Bush. When he was doing that throw a shoe at Grant.
Yeah. It works for him, though, Tony. He gets a lot of attention doing that. If that's his prerogative, okay. But you're right. I don't know how pissing players off. That could be, some wild man out there.
Detrimental
Hey, man,
to your health.
I like this guy. And aren't you Grant come? Listen, before you start, bam! It's too late. See, you got to be careful of that. That's true.
Well, there's no cameras in toilets, Ronbo.
I know.
In the men's room.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he comes out with some of that yellow rock candy out of in his mouth. Mate, I mean, you look at Stephen A. Smith, right?
He's another guy. Walks a thin line.
Okay, but he's controversial in a different way. He makes a joke out of it, things like that.
And entertaining. Stephen A. He pisses me off one minute, but I'm laughing up at the next. So you're right. You got to know how to do it. So
that's right. I mean, this guy's. You should have his job. I mean,
I love it.
Wow, Jesus Christ! Some of the guys that call up here are 10 times smarter than him.
Tell you, Tony. Well, let's put you in that spot. You'd be awesome. Tony, we got to go, though. I'll see you Friday, okay?
All right, brother.
All right, Bill.
Shout out to everyone, and see you in the next show.
Looking forward to it, Tony. Have a great day.
All right, brother. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks. Cheers. Hey, Cynthia. Let's see if we go back to Cynthia. Cynthia. All right, Cynthia might be out. And let's go check back on Brian. The law. Brian. I'm not sure what's going on my telephone. Fly guy. Fly guy.
Ronbo.
Fly guy, you're not hitting it, are you? Wait, let me take a drag right quick too. I thought, wait. Fly guy, you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing, are you? You're in Cali. If you're in Cali, it's okay. Fly guy, hey, you know what? Tonight, because there's not a lot to talk about around the 49er camp, but I thought we go back to, because they're talking about it now, about Nick Bosa, because Fred and Richard Sherman on his podcast were talking about how Nick Bosa just gets absolutely trashed when it comes to giving out awards. Nick gets mistreated when he's playing ball. You know how to be holding him. It's just
I like the podcast.
Yeah,
I've seen it. If I can.
you know, I'm just wondering, are they going to finally make Nick lose his mind and can you see Nick just grab an official and choke him down to the ground during a game? You know, I laugh, but we lose Nick for probably we might lose Nick for the rest of the season for putting his hands on a referee, but still, you know, God.
But when you really think about it, it has to be like that because if you don't hold Nick, the game is not a game no more. It's like you have to hold Nick, so they let him get away with something. You feel me? That's what it is because he make it look easy.
I've thought about that, Fly Guy. I really have.
You're not gonna get every call. You're not gonna get every call because if they give Nick every call, the game would be nothing but flag, because you have to hold a little bit. So they let him get away with something, you know.
Because you know Aaron Donald, Aaron Donald is fast. Aaron Donald's about a bull rush. He doesn't have a lot of techniques, but Nick does. Nick does.
He's not like Nick because there's game that they be like, what Aaron Donald at? You don't get nothing.
You're right. He just got away in this playoff game finally. But Brunskill's going to keep him contained for how many games, right? So, you know, that's an interesting point. And you're right. The league may have. And if like they're going to accuse 49er fans, man, the 49ers go with them conspiracy theories. Yeah. It makes sense, though. If you have Bosa take over a game every week, what about the ratings for the other team's fan base?
Yeah, they can't throw all these flags because they'll have to do it almost like 10 times a game, like boom. So they're gonna feel like, okay, we favor 49ers because all these flags. So they'll call the one that is obvious, but some of the ones like, yeah, they can get away with it because Nick is Nick. Nick's gonna get to the quarterback anyway. Mm-hmm. So I'm not worrying about Nick. What I'm worrying about right now is we keep Olmstead in the middle with Kinlaw when he come back. Kinlaw, he's not a superstar, but his body size can jam the middle. Like, you feel me?
He's
like,
big.
There's no room to run.
That's what you want. He's got size. He's got enough mobility.
He's got size, so he's like,
yeah,
we can use the body size in the middle, but we also can sign a edge like with Nick Bosa on the other side. But we need we can't just depend on Bosa. Imagine they got to worry about both edge. It'd be a chaos. You feel me? Because D Ford is the one that was hurting the team. He's not there anymore. So we gotta address that position. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we address the two edges, leave Umstead and Kinlaw in the middle, and we get a cornerback. Our cornerbacks ain't that bad because our defense was like ranked number 5 or above. They was not that bad.
But we don't have that many. If anybody gets hurt, we had to go through that recovery period after Jason Verrett went down. And luckily, Ambry Thomas was ready to go. But it took him a minute. It took him a few weeks, but still, you still need depth no matter what. You still need depth. And in that case, you got to see if you can find a star while you're at it.
That's what we need because we was depending on what's his name again? The 26th.
Dante Johnson?
No, Josh Allen. No.
You're talking for the 49ers?
The guy that always
cornerbacks?
The cornerback that always holding. That's always holding. I don't remember his name no more.
Oh, I know, and everybody wants to get over his name too. All of a sudden, you got me drawing a blank too, but everybody knows who you're talking about. Got a call for holding. Josh. Yeah. Josh, I don't remember Josh, something like that. God.
Yeah, he
was out of shape when he first came. Yeah, so.
But we got to address get some backup players in, and then we'll be fine. We only need 3 positions to address: the defensive edge, a cornerback, and a quarterback. That's all we need right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna still stick with the quarterback because we don't know who's gonna back up Trey Lance. If Trey Lance get hurt, what we gonna do? Tell me, Ronbo, what we gonna do?
Sit. It's over. Josh Norman. Thanks, Celestial Scripture.
Yeah, Norman.
Yeah.
There you go. You find him.
Josh Norman.
Yeah, you find him, man. We got to address that.
But you know what? I wonder if they're going to re-sign Josh Norman. We don't know who's getting let go yet. We'll find out soon. But yeah, because they had him. Did they have Josh on a 1-year deal? I think they did.
I don't. But when I Google his name, highlight whatever, I watch some of the highlights. He was looking good. I'm like, yeah, we got a corner, and the way he played for us last year was like garbage. Like, what the hell are you doing? Stop holding.
You talk about Josh Norman before he went to the Washington team. He fell
yeah,
in Washington too.
I'm like, whoa, he looked pretty good. You feel me? He jumping the ball, he getting the interception, and then when he came to the team, it's like, what the hell are you doing? Every ball can be in it. Sometimes they don't even call it, but every pass can be interference.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so way downfield holding. Come on, man. If you go hold him, could you hold him at the line of scrimmage? Why you got to wait till you get 40 yards out of the field to grab him? Now they go put the spot of the infraction. And then, of course, we got trouble.
Yeah, but we'll be fine. I just feel like if we get a quarterback, we'll be fine. It has to be a quarterback. Either we want to start young or old. It got to be a second quarterback. That's what.
Even though he's got to be a veteran, though. You cannot get somebody out there that you bring him in, and it's worse than if you didn't bring him in.
No. We can do it. No, we can do it. We can go with Trey Lance for this year.
Yeah.
And draft a rookie to challenge Trey Lance. We can go young.
But you just said if Trey goes down, you need somebody to replace him, so we keep the intensity up, right? So if you bring in a rookie that doesn't know what he's doing, well, what you bringing him in for?
The third string can be like a veteran, like somebody who just give him the season. Like,
I see what you're doing now. Okay.
We still bringing a rookie to challenge Trey Lance. It's because you never know what round a superstar gonna be born. It's not about a first round pick. Look at those quarterbacks in the first round.
Yeah.
What's his name again from Jacksonville?
Trevor
he went in the first round.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he really did nothing amazing. Like, wow, he a good player. But it's not like just because he's got in the first round, you're gonna make some noise.
Well, he went into a bad situation. Every time your first pick, quarterback always goes into a bad situation usually. But anyway, hey Flack, I'll be back Friday looking for you. All right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Good stuff as usual.
Yeah.
Night. Flack guys always got perspectives I enjoy. Man, you know, I got to tell you though, I do. Oh, Chardal all the time. Hey, Chardal.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Chardal. Hey, we just sort of sitting there chewing the fat, 49ers and Nick Bosa getting abused and Juan Jennings. They're talking. I mean, Fred Warner just loves him. Juan Jennings, and I want to know how you feel about Juan Jennings since we're giving out love tonight. But Nick Bosa's situation, it needs to get better. You know what I'm thinking? Have we lost any games because of the fact that they took Nick Bosa out, the refs? But just share all your feeling on anything you want to talk about as well.
So for me, when I think about this controversy that Fred Warner, Nick and Richard Sherman are being disrespectful towards Nick Bosa, I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing. I mean, what did Nick Bosa do to them that he's receiving this much disrespect from a former player and a current player and a former player? Both play for the 49ers.
Chardal, wait, you might have misunderstood the article. They're praising Nick. They're wondering why he gets abused as he does. Did you understand that?
Oh, so
yeah.
They're saying so actually, yeah, I changed what I said. Actually, yeah. I agree that because Nick it actually makes, in a way, it makes me feel good that Fred Warner and Richard Sherman are praising Nick Bosa because Nick Bosa has had an amazing career on the 49ers. I mean, he's had like one of his best years so far. What do you like? But for me, something that surprised me is that he wasn't selected for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL honors
Mm-hmm.
NFL honors show.
Mm-hmm.
He was considered, but he didn't win it. I mean, do you know why he didn't win it, or was he considered, but they didn't pick him to win that award?
He just lost out to the competition involved, right? So, it's some things you see where maybe, okay, Nick may have not as had a good year as TJ Watt, and a few other guys. But, you comeback player of the year, I think, I understand Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl, was a great quarterback this year. If you're between Nick and Joe, I don't know, Chardal. Yeah. That's a tough call. And if I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan, I'm probably arguing, yeah, Joe, man, come on, man. He came back and led the Bengals to win a division they haven't won in forever. So it's a tough argument. But I still, man, some other people, man, Dak Prescott got a vote. Nick didn't get one vote.
But the thing that I really like about Bosa is that he leads the team in tackles.
Yeah, no, Nick's valuable to this team. Oh, he's really going to be expensive too, Chardal. Nick could be getting paid like a lot of quarterbacks wish they were soon. We may have to pay about $30 for him a year. Can you imagine that? A $30 million edge rusher.
Do you think what assets do you think Nick Bosa has to prove to provide for this team?
Oh, he already does. Nick's going to give you nonstop motor. He never takes a down off. He's going to give you an X amount of sacks a year. He stops the run. He's disruptive of all times. The quarterback has always got to be concerned when Nick Bosa's on the other side of the line of scrimmage. As Nick could be there in a heartbeat, he's got to hurry. Got to hurry. These are the things that he's only going to get better at because Nick's only been playing for a couple of years. So what you see now, not necessarily the end product. Nick's going to add to his game next year, Chardal. You're going to see a different Nick than you've seen this year, and he learned a lot from his first year while missing his second year and brought it to the table. Now, next year, after another full year, look out for Nick Bosa.
And for me, the thing that I really, really especially love about Nick Bosa as a player on this team is that when they need him, he steps up. That's where he plays one of the biggest roles on this team. Because when they need somebody to make a big play, he's always there. He's reliable. He's a reliable type of guy. That's what I like about this player, really. Because, what are your thoughts? Do you think he's reliable? Like when they need him to make to do something great, he's always there.
Absolutely, Chardal. He's the guy that makes the rest of the guys fired up. Remember last year we were good while Nick was out. But did you notice this year the 49ers pass rush got even better, not only because of Nick being on the line, but you had individual players playing their brains out this year. I mean, Arden Key was nothing with the Raiders. He was great with us this year. You got Eric Armstead returning to somewhat of his form from 2019. He just makes guys better around him while he's doing a number two. And he causes that because offensive linemen have to work a little harder to get Nick. I mean, you'll see a whole army of people over there trying to stop him. So, yeah, Nick's extremely important to what the 49ers do defensively.
Like when you look at Nick Bosa, would you say that he's like the secret weapon for the 49ers? Like he's like that dominant player that we need?
But he's no secret, though. That's the only thing. Nick is something. You figure this way: OCs need to worry about Nick when they're making their game plans because he's coming. He's coming in.
So I really whenever two players that Nick Bosa knows fairly well, does it make you really happy when they support him? Find the best qualities in him, like find out what he can do well, like what he can excel at, because that's what you want to see in an athlete. Like, what are his talents? I mean,
Right. So no,
he can bring a lot of.
we're gonna need to get into more of that a little later because we're out of time now. But listen, always appreciate you. Okay. Well, I'll see you Friday.
I'll see you Friday. And Ronbo, and I really love calling in your show, man. Everything you do for the channel, everything on the platform,
Thanks, Erno.
is really incredible. And last of all, faithful then, faithful now. Go 49ers. Let's have a great season next year.
Hey, my sentiments exactly. All right, Jarno. Appreciate you, fam.
Okay.
See you Friday.
Bye, Ronbo.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Bye. Night.
And we're gonna check again on Cynthia. And,
Faithful then.
Ronbo.
oh, there she is. Cynthia. Good to hear from you, Cynthia. I haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. You know, Cynthia, this is that stress-free time of year. There's nothing to be, because like from Sunday evening after games all the way till the following, Sunday, Saturday night even is worse, it's really uncomfortable. Honestly, why we put ourselves through this is hilarious. Hey, Cynthia, we can sit down and get therapy, and the therapist would say, well, you might maybe tone it down with the participation, or if you really need to be a fan of something, how about checkers or something like that? It's a little less intense. We love it, Cynthia. Am I
Never.
Well, Cynthia, I was like, and Cynthia, you'd be the person. I wish we could take you to the New York headquarters so we could find out what is up with the mistreatment of Nick Bosa. It's just amazing. He got mistreated all year long with the refs, and then at the end of the year, and Nick, no awards, Nick, nothing. You're not even going to be a first team All-Pro. What is up with that?
What kind of hate is that? What kind of hate is that? I mean, he should have, number one, he should have been Comeback Player of the Year. That's number one.
I agree, Cynthia. Cynthia, you know what? Cynthia, is there any way you can increase your volume? Because I can hear you just barely, but I want to hear this.
Okay, so number one, he should have been Comeback Player of the Year. There's no way he should have been skipped over for that.
Yeah, you agree Joe Burrow not necessarily should have gotten over Nick? Because I was thinking, Cynthia, I worry as a 49er fan because Joe did have a great year. He also tore his leg up. I still think Nick did way more than. It's hard. Well, go ahead. Let me hear you. What else you got to say on this?
Well, they're always passing him up for stuff. They passed him up for that.
Any excuse.
Then the holding is just ridiculous. Oh my goodness! Every single game, you go back and look at the all 22. They all holding Nick Bosa. That's the only way they get something if they hold Nick Bosa.
They have to.
Does it get called? But it never gets called. So does that mean it's okay just because it's Nick Bosa? You get a chance to hold him, and the NFL could hold him, and it's okay. Nobody calls it.
It is not okay.
Really? No.
I think I saw 2 times. I do remember one time. I'm thinking to myself, there must have been at least one more time. I remember one time it was called. And you know something funny about that, Cynthia? It was a little bit after people started making even media people were making a stink about that, right? And all of a sudden,
right,
Nick gets a holding call.
Once, remember. Twice, maybe. All of a sudden. But it's so few and far in between, Ronbo. And you know they said that every single play just about they should be calling holding against him because that's all they do. You know what? That's what they did in the Super Bowl. I mean, let me not bring up the Super Bowl, but I'm still pissed off about that.
Everybody
They held him then.
And it was on a key play when Mahomes got that shot off deep downfield, and our guys were, I don't know what they were thinking when the ball was up in the air, but our guys misplayed that, and Tyreek Hill finally got the ball. They say we're 49er fans are famous for conspiracy theories nowadays, probably, right? So it was already said. Fly Guy came in and says, you know what, they do that so they'll have the game be competitive. They don't let Nick get held. They're throwing a flag on every play. That's not a good enough reason.
No, it's just 49er hate. That's all I got to tell you. And they just wrapping Nick Bosa all up in that. And it was a key play, and that was how they won the Super Bowl. They didn't even call that one. So I just feel like maybe next year we may see some fairness. I'm hoping, but I don't think so. I just think they just do. Yeah, they just do Nick Bosa wrong. But you know what, Nick Bosa, you just keep on doing you because you're doing a great job. We recognize it, even though if they don't.
You got a wide receiver now that may get a little more attention next year. Cynthia, is it you look at Juan Jennings and a 7th-round pick, a guy that was likely not to make the team. Not only does he make the team, but he makes us get over Kendrick Bourne with some of the things he did. His game heroics, just like Kendrick. Some would argue maybe better. I don't know if he was better, but I know he was equal to. And now you wonder, will his role change next year? Anything, or will we keep Debo as the main machine?
Well, I think there'll be more deep balls for him to catch.
Maybe Jennings, because he'll be free. It's not like they'll be. Yeah, if he can hurry up and get downfield. Yeah.
Right. I think Juwan Jennings will see an increase in production. I think Brandon Ayuk will definitely see that. Debo's already doing good, but I think all three of them,
he's gonna get his.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's just amazing. Yeah, there'll be some deep balls coming down there toward them. So I'm looking forward to all that.
It's going to be interesting because Juwan Jennings is now Fred Warner's favorite guy. He's one of the best players on the team. I always thought Juwan was a good player, but I didn't think of him in such a huge light. But, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really, he really stepped up and really filled in since we lost KB, and I was a little upset about that. But, he just softens the blow. Juwan Jennings really has done a great job, and he's very exciting. And I look forward to see more from him next year. I really do.
He's a character guy, too. Remember when what's-his-name slapped him? What game was that? Juwan was being held back. And which player was that walked up and just slapped him while he was being held? And Juwan laughed. Kyle was so proud of him. I said,
I didn't see that, but that must have been so funny.
It was. They finally contained him, separated two players. Juwan was being detained. The other guy got away and ran over. And I'm talking, that was a raging slap. And Juwan took it and laughed. I said, look at Juwan. Kyle was so proud of him because he didn't get ejected. Because most of us, Cynthia, if somebody walks up and slaps you like that, 2 men could not hold me. So
no. I've been convinced of doing something, but yeah. Yeah. And something, I'm glad if I didn't even see that happen, but I'm sure glad that nobody got ejected behind that.
Well, the other guy did. Yeah, so just when you get a chance, it's hilarious. Just YouTube, Juwan Jennings gets slapped.
I will look that up. I will look that up on YouTube. That'll be a laugh for me to look at.
I need to go get that posted up because that was hilarious. A big smile. A hard laugh, belly laughing. So we're going to go. I tell you what, hopefully, because we don't get to hear from you enough, I'll be back Friday if you got time.
Okay, I will be looking forward to it, and I haven't bought any hotel rooms yet for the Super Bowl, but we'll see what's going on.
You can wait till week 1. After that, you can get a pretty good idea as to whether you should go ahead and get that room or not. All right, Cynthia?
Yes. Okay, take
night.
care, Ronbo.
You too. Thanks, Cynthia.
You too.
Bye-bye. And let's go back and check to see if Brian's on the phone. Hey, Brian.
What's up, Ronbo?
Brian, man, we're in here exactly talking about, because, there's nothing going on right now. So I saw an article today where Fred and Richard Sherman got together on a podcast, and they was like talking about, man, what does Nick Bosa have to do to get some love? And I was sitting there thinking, this is the thing. we're supposed to get over it as 49er fans. We love Nick Bosa, so we don't really have a fair say in it because we're going to give Nick praise no matter what. But then when other people are talking about it, and there was, it's time that somebody stand up and say, look, man, the NFL, are you guys going to stop? What is it? You didn't like the Bosa family from way back, or what's going on here? So Nick didn't get anything. No comeback player of the year, no first team All-Pro, all the things he did coming off an ACL. Brian, there's guys that are healthy as can be that don't do what Nick Bosa does. So please, Anyway, let's see if we can get some better treatment next year. And what do you expect from Nick next year? And also about Juan Jennings, Fred Warner's just all over it. How do you feel about him?
Oh, well, first of all, I think it's a crying shame that Nick Bosa, after coming back from a season injury, come back from a season-ending injury that he had last year, to come back this year and to be one of the league leaders in sacks, and and he didn't get enough credit. He didn't get it. When it came to the voting, he wasn't even. He was. It's like he wasn't even there.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was just a lack of respect.
But Dak Prescott, they gave him a vote, and Dak. What did Dak look like to you in that playoff game? He wasn't playing that good, and in the end of the game, Dak forgot he's got to hand the ball to the referee. You see, these are the kind of things I'm talking about when I say, okay, you know what? That didn't make any sense. All right, but you go give him a vote for comeback player of the year and not Nick, who did never make no mistakes.
Right.
That's silly. Okay, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah, how do you forget? I don't even see how they totally forget about that. But that's okay. But that's all right. We the Niner fans, we know who Nick is and what he means to us and all that. Rewards
or not, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you're not always gonna get the shine that you're supposed to, but we know what's right.
Yeah, you know what? On that point though, Brian, they're talking about electronic. In baseball, in some of the minor leagues, they're using electronic refs and umpires, right? I'm not sure, but I might like to see that during preseason just to see what that looks like. I imagine everybody would, and see if they're more accurate. Do we really need the human element in football? And because those guys are determining games at times, and that's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. And whether we like it or not, we have to be aware of human error. We're going to make things are going to make mistakes. That's why we have technology to sort of
handle,
allow us to get a clear cut, judgment or a clear cut decision.
I don't want to see those guys get unemployed who are currently reffing games. Well, there's a few of them I might like to see unemployed.
Yeah.
But they didn't deserve to be put out, out of a job. I'm sure some of them do everything. They do other things anyway. But still, I'd love to see what electronic refs look like.
Boy, that'd be something. Boy, that'd be something else.
The game would be so clean.
Yeah.
I designed that electronic ref where he could just pause, come on over to one of the field judges who are sitting down and show the replay, and it shows out on the screen and everybody can see it. In New York, they can see it because everything's wired up online. And make a decision quickly. And so the ref's standing there. And Brian, how many times you see the ref standing there and you're saying, what is he looking at? Clear as day, that was a drop. Yeah. And he takes 5 minutes, 6 minutes of the game out. And then finally come back and say, the decision on the field has been reversed. The decision at the stage.
Oh, yeah,
It took y'all 10 minutes to come to that. We saw that from.
Oh yeah, Ronbo. Justice be swift. If you argue with the referee or anything like that, you're gonna pay. The referee make you pay for it.
Yeah.
Justice be swift.
Yeah. And refs, you call them out on something, they fail it. They'll probably start bird dogging you from that point.
Yeah.
And making calls, biases on just feelings. You never know.
Mm.
God.
Ronbo, got a question. What do you think? What do you think about the? Did you see the linebacker portion of the draftees today at the combine?
No, tell me about it, because I've been wondering if anybody saw something combine that was interesting. What happened?
Oh, I mean, just basically, I thought there was a good. I mean, I thought there was a good group. There was a guy from what was the name? What's the name of that school? That kind of caught my eye.
What'd you like about him, though?
I like his well, of course he had good speed. I mean, I thought he had good speed. He was very strong, and I think he was athletic. He was very. The guy was very athletic.
Right.
I can't remember the school. I can't remember the school he went to. Let's see. What is Georgia? I think the guy from Georgia.
Oh, yeah, and Georgia had a good team this year, so it sounds about right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He was one of the Georgia linebacker from Georgia. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, you know, the cornerbacks, everybody looked good this year except for the quarterback room, the quarterback auditions, I call them. But cornerbacks, wide receivers were just ridiculous. Cornerbacks look good. And before we go off the air, real quick, Brian, here's the thing. Tony mentioned the other day, you know, you don't want to get those, you don't necessarily have to get those speedsters. We need to be looking for somebody who can stop those speedsters in this year's NFL wide receiver room. That's a damn good point. You know?
Right.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. I like the, I think I like him. I know I thought the secondary, I thought those guys, I thought they would look good too.
That's what I'm talking about.
They look good too. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you go after one of them speedsters, or do you go after one of the guys in the corner, or defensive back room?
Yeah, they had some good corners. I like that. Now, I like that guy from Cincinnati. The cornerback from Cincinnati. Yeah, although they call him Sauce.
Yeah.
They call him Sauce, although I know we probably won't be able to get him. You know?
We're not.
But he's a good tall corner, rangy corner. He's about 6'2", 205 something.
208.
I think he ran like a 4.43 or 4.4 or something like that.
And the thing is, Brian, here's the funny thing about it. As soon as he makes a play, we go, oh, the dude just got sauced. I'd be, Brian, we got to go, though. We're out of time. I'll look for you Friday, okay?
All right, Ronbo, shout out to you, shout out to production, and most of all, shout out to the 49ers faithful. And the law is out.
Look forward to the law on Friday. Thanks, Brian. Have a great night. Hey, Bethel.
Hello? Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Bethel, man, I'm sitting here because, you know, we talked about this a while back. I can't remember how long ago. We talked mainly about Nick Bosa being held. But and we talked a little bit about Nick Bosa not getting any awards. But and then today I heard that Sherm and Fred were talking about it. I said, you know what? That's a subject
I seen that.
Keep talking about, right? Because you know what? The more people talk about it, maybe somebody finally say, well, I guess we are kind of unfair to the Bosa guy, huh? Yeah, you are. What is this? So, you know, go ahead.
There were some games where it was a key moment, and if they would have called a holding, it would have went back and it would have benefited us. But because they didn't call a holding, the other team, got a benefit off of that.
Oh, anytime that happens, yeah. 10 yards, sure.
Yeah, so, and that's not fair, I understand if you don't want to call some of them, but in a critical moment where it's going to change the game, you have to call it, dude. Like, yeah, I understand, he does a lot of havoc, but, you got to be fair to the guy, too. Like,
well, so that's,
another thing is that, yeah.
Well, I was going to say that's why a flag guy was saying a little while ago, they don't want to have to throw a flag on every play. You know what? Here's the thing, Bethel. Maybe throw a flag at least every couple plays.
In
Don't
the
just let it go
critical
on
ones.
continuously, because that tells the offensive lineman that he could keep doing that. You got to break. You got to make him stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then another thing that we don't have to sign Nick Bosa right now because he still is in the rookie contract, and plus, I see that people are saying Kyler Murray, but a lot of people that don't realize that Kyler Murray could do this because he has that baseball contract up his sleeve.
That's right.
He could. Yeah, and Nick Bosa doesn't. If he doesn't want to play, he's not gonna get paid. He's not gonna get nothing. He's gonna lose a lot more by not playing. But if Kyler Murray does it, he could do that because he has baseball to fall back.
But Kyler's got to be careful because they're not playing baseball right now, and they might not be playing baseball for a number of months. Yeah, but you're right. I know what you're saying, though. He could eventually go back to baseball. Bethel, just real quickly, I got to tell you, though, Kyler Murray's got one more season to get hurt. I'm thinking this game may be too rough for his size. You know what I mean? Kyler's going to get seriously hurt at some point, and baseball might be a better idea for him, actually. I mean, he plays great football, but, man, what is he, 5'9", maybe?
And plus, the thing is that you could tell the difference between him and Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson is a little bit bigger.
Oh, man, Russell
and
Wilson.
He could take some of those hits.
And he takes them, too. But
and Kyler Murray, he's a little bit skinnier, and he can't take those big hits. So that also matters also. So
yeah.
It does, it makes a big difference on people's body. It's like me, I've only weighed like, 130, 140, and if a big dude fucking hits me, I'm gonna get fucking crushed.
But they'd have to have a flashlight to find you for sure. But you know what? The thing is, when you're training like Kyler must weigh near 200 pounds, though. I wonder how much he does weigh. He better weigh near 200. I think he does. I'm not sure. But yeah.
And then another thing that Richard Sherman and him was talking about is they were praising a lot of Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Fred Warner said he got a lot better because of Trey Lance. Because of the things that he's doing. So that's another good thing that it's good for him to talk about. And then I heard another thing is that some people are mad at Jimmy Garoppolo because he knew that he had to have surgery and he didn't say nothing to nobody. I don't know how much is that true.
Well, John Lynch said that he thinks that Jimmy was trying to work through that, and because he just found out about that a little while ago. But then again, maybe, I don't know. Lynch thought didn't think that was the case.
Yeah, but hopefully, that's not true, because if it is, then teams are gonna see that, and they're gonna see that they're not on the same page. So they're like, do you really want a quarterback that doesn't tell the truth to their own coaches and staff?
In this case, it's just his business. If Jimmy did that and was trying to push to get cut, that's probably better for if you want Jimmy on your team. They'll probably think it's a good idea, because Jimmy, I don't know. He may be. Can't imagine him being the type. I think he skipped the. You don't want to get an operation unless you don't want to get any surgery unless you absolutely have to, right? So I think he was trying to get out of that more like than trying to plot or do something underhanded. Because they ask him about that. And doctors are examining him all the time. So the 49ers aren't going to allow Jimmy to go ahead and make his own judgments. So I kind of think it was like recent. I think they were watching him.
Or unless that happened when he was playing, because that also could do something like that. That's the kind of risk you take when you're out there in the field playing. You could risk injuring them more, and now you have to have surgery because of it.
No, but Bethel, that's the same shoulder that he hurt during the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's got a thing in his contract though that the 49ers will have to pay $7 million. He's got a contract injury status in his contract. So
yeah, but $7 million is not a lot compared to you're gonna pay him 25 or 26.
Well, even if they, but the
whatever
thing is,
you need to pay him.
you still have to add on. If they get rid of him before a certain date, you still got to add the $7 million no matter what. I think it comes down to the cap. It comes down to another place. That's a lot of stuff that takes a lot of this deciphering. But Beth, we ran out of time. I'll see you Friday though, if you got time.
All right, like Ronbo, and I go out. I think I heard somebody say something about Jalen Ramsey. He says he's the best corner, but in the Super Bowl he was getting torched. So I don't know. I don't know why he's saying he's the best corner if he's getting torched in the Super Bowl.
Ramsey, he gets beat every now and then. Definitely does. I mean, that guy that jerked his face around and threw him on the ground, that was pretty funny.
Hey, did you see that lineman?
Yeah.
Did you see that lineman that weighs 200?
All right, guys, production won't let us go way over, so you got to. When I say we're out of time, we probably are. All right, hey, Casey.
Yo, Ronbo, man, can you come back to me? I'm driving home.
Okay, we don't want you to run anything. Don't do that. All right, we'll be back.
Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, yo, Ellis. Ellis.
Yo.
Ellis, come on in, man. We're joining the Richard Sherman, Fred Warner party about why in the world can't Nick get any love, and also the thing about Juan Jennings and his role, and will it be expanded in the offseason? I tell you, man, Juan Jennings can probably be used in so many more different ways. What are your feelings on this?
I just watched the Fred Warner and Richard Sherman little interview last night. Yeah, it was cool. The stuff with Nick we already know. He was, of course they praise him, but he doesn't get the accolades. He didn't even get first team or second team, and he had 15.5 sacks. He had more sacks than one of the guys that made the second team or something like that. Twice as many, or close to almost twice as many sacks.
Strange.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a witch hunt, man. I don't know. We got to get the short end of the stick all the time, and that's why I say, each game we can't afford to piss away opportunities, because if we don't blow these teams out and beat them, something's always going to come and start, the ref's going to start throwing flags, or, things are going to start happening to where it shifts the momentum. And then before you know it, we're looking at the clock and we're like, oh shit, and the game is over and it's done.
But Bellis, why should we have to go through that and other teams don't? Is my why is that? That's the thing.
I think we're just one of those teams that we unfortunately have to. We're faced with those obstacles. It's not every game of the season that we go through it, but it seems like it's more of the most pivotal games, the most clutch and crucial games. I mean, thankfully we were able to win some very important games that allowed us to even get into the playoffs, and some other teams got some victories out of there. Miami beating the Saints and stuff, and just different stuff that was gave us the access to be able to make it in like that. But there's just a lot of things that we got to make sure that we're doing next year, so we don't have to worry about being just stressed and overwhelmed with we have to do this. We can't allow ourselves to get comfortable and get complacent. And I'm just hoping that these personnel switches, coaching staff wise and everything, can really be, fulfilled, and, that our guys can get what they need to out of, these new position coaches, and, guys are also.
Exactly as you said, new position coaches. Because you know what? I think we got a new offensive line coach, don't we?
We do. We have a new offensive line coach. Is that?
I think I do remember that, and because I remember when I first read it, it shocked me because oh no, You know, we got enough problems offensive line with switching coaches. They haven't got what he digested fully yet. We got a new one. See, those flags on offensive linemen have come in some inopportune times kind of often, too. We're better this year than usual.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but still.
Yeah, the offense, we have to improve. The year before, we went to the Super Bowl 2019. You know, the offense was still below. Yeah, the offense was still not equal to the defense last year. I mean, the year before, the 2020 season, our offense was not equal to our defense. This past season, our offense was closer, but still not as equal to our defense. If we can get a season where the offense is playing as equal to, if not better than the defense, then there's not going to be any questions. There's not going to be anything that we have to necessarily worry about because our defense will continue to play at a higher caliber as they have. They've outplayed the offense. That's in my opinion. I don't know who's going to disagree with that. If you look at, you know, the stats and you look at the amount of games that we've had that have solely been on our defensive players' backs and they've showed improved, you know, aside of a few times, a few big plays and stuff like that. But again, when we're talking about the full length, the full 16, 17 game seasons, I mean, the defense has won that, you know.
That's why somebody said earlier.
And we have to.
We never get blown out. We lose games in the fourth quarter, but we never get blown out.
Yeah. And so we just need to start running it up. That 2019 year, that was the most points I've seen us score in a long time in the season. We need to get back to that. You know, that 50-point game we put up on Carolina.
Yeah,
we got a lot of 30-point games.
Yeah.
You know. But, and Nick Bosa, what was the last thing you said? We were talking about Nick.
We were just talking about the general, as you saw during that podcast. You know, what does Nick need to do to stop getting disrespected in the fashion that he does? And I don't know what else he could do. You know, he's reached a level where you got to say, where can he go from here? And I'm sure Nick's going to probably try to improve on his own numbers, but why does he need to? That's worthy of praise and award. No, we're not giving one. So what is wrong with you people?
Yeah, I'm noticing that there's some things that Nick might do when he does his rush. He's very, you know, creative. He's very strong. He's relentless. But I think technique-wise, just to, you know, so there's no question. I think there's some different things that he might be able to do a little better so he can continue to get those sacks because it looked like, but they were double and triple teaming him. They were holding him. He was in chokeholds several games, you know, and there's nothing you can do with that, you know. So again, you know, he's going to continue to get better. That's all we know. He's going to get stronger, and I think he's going to come out like a you know, like a damn, you know, like a cannon, you know, this season coming because he's not going to take any. Being snubbed like that is only going to make somebody who's that great already even greater. So I'm just looking forward to Nick coming back bigger, stronger, faster, and going harder and taking no prisoners. You know what I mean? And I believe he's going to do that strongly.
All right, fam. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see you Friday as we continue, as I'm still kneeling down all my responsibilities. So I can't play football.
Yeah.
I feel like
you
don't go outside till you do your homework. Okay, but anyway, I'll see you Friday, all right, fam?
Yeah, I'm hoping we can. I'm hoping we can take advantage of this draft. It's looking like there's some really good players. I didn't get to see the whole, you know, the whole combine because I've been working and stuff. But I've been seeing and looking at a few clips here and there and stuff like that. Listening to Rich Eisen and you know NFL's posting stuff on IG. So. It's looking pretty good, man. I'm just hoping we can find a way to get in that second round, maybe another time, or possibly in their late first. But peace and love, brother Ronbo.
All right.
Thank you for the platform.
Thanks,
and, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. And you know you Rams fans in here, man. Like I don't even know why how you feel like men come in here to a San Francisco 49er chat, man. You know. I think y'all should start becoming bloggers and doing something for your team. That way you can actually be of substance because you get nothing done here. You're not even welcome here. Who wants to be in a place where they're not welcome? Peace and love.
All right, fam.
Yeah, always, man.
Shout out to the school.
Y'all go to hell.
We'll see you.
Thank you, family. I'm going.
Bye, Ellis.
Hey, Ronbo.
Mr. Block Eyes. Hold on, Bill. Bosa, Debo, Cash, Jennings, hell yeah. No doubt with him. Spread and spend the money. Focus on D in my house. Hey, guys, and my O-line and must for Trey thoughts. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Listen, we don't need to worry yet. But Lakin Tomlinson leaving, that's a bad thing. John Lynch will tell you in a heartbeat. Yeah, we're looking at Aaron Banks, and we're delighted with where he is. Okay. So you know, I don't know. We're gonna see though. Hey, Bill, come on in.
Yeah, I have a question for you. How much is your gas prices out there?
Bill, the premium, it's more than it is anywhere in California is the worst. So, you know, when you get past
is it like $7? Is that the one I've seen on a line was $7?
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Almost.
That's a good deal. Yeah. So
okay.
If you're driving around in an RV or something like that, or a big vehicle, shoot, you need to park that thing and buy a motorcycle.
Yeah, going to be some bad news. I think if that's the case and that is true, we'll have to wait for this stuff to blow over. It's going on overseas and all that. So we're going to talk about 49ers now with that.
Yeah, because that's just getting really political. Because man, buying Russian
I'm not getting
oil.
political. I'm getting you understand my point.
Yes.
We're going to have to rely on Trey Lance if that's the case, because no good quarterback going to want to come over and pay about $9 to $10, $8 for a gallon.
Hey, Bill, nobody's thought about that. Now that you mention it, we need a veteran quarterback to back Trey up, but he's got to be worth a damn, and he can't be worth a damn at the prices we want to pay. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, now that's going to make a lot of sense because, with your gas being high and then going to California and have to take peanuts, but then at the end of the day, when the season's over, they put all that money in the gas, they make nothing, so we don't have the salary cap to pay them, so therefore, this is my opinion, I think it's unfair. With your gas price and everything having to go up there, Niners salary cap should go higher than the rest because your cost of living is higher. So that makes it totally unfair.
That's
totally unfair.
Point. They should legislate in that fashion too, where you don't have to pay taxes. Right. The cap should be a little hot. Wait, no, where you do have to pay extreme taxes.
You should get another $200 million in your cap.
Yes, to compensate. Otherwise, why would I come and play in California when Miami's offering money, and I can keep all my money? Yeah.
You have to pay a $50 million contract for Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady now because your prices went up.
That's why Wes Welker left.
So your prices go up. Yeah. So it's going to get so hard. The players are not going to want to stay because if they don't get the money, they're not making nothing and they're getting injured, and we ain't even got a Super Bowl. So now we're going to start talking about the draft and picking people off of free agency that will be willing to come for a cut. And I think that should actually be addressed. And all the Niner fans should go out there and address that.
Bill, I'm thinking though, I can't imagine the 49ers shopping for free agents. They're going to try to hold on to the guys they got. Wow. Mm-hmm. Bill, we haven't got to that yet. Who would you be looking at that would make a difference that you can actually spend money on? It's actually seriously worth it.
All right. We're gonna have to either get a cornerback or a tackle, or get him in the left tackle, or get him in a draft. One or two. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to stick with Trey, and whatever happens. We'll have to be happy. If people can't boo, they're gonna have to boo the commissioner if they don't speak. They all need to put a petition out there. Put the cap for the Niners $200 million, because if we want to have anybody good coming over, we're gonna have to at least pay them $50 million. Mm-hmm. Even make money.
Yeah. The Bay Area beauty is not enough to make a man come in and take California taxes. Everybody in California feels the same way. We're working for the government. You know?
Yeah.
We get paid and they get paid.
That's why.
Yeah.
So we need to look at trying to to see what, as fans, what we can do about getting that cap raise
Wait.
to help our team.
Bill, here's a great question. As Ryan Pump, a Dallas Cowboy fan in the chat, says, y'all could have Amari Cooper. Hey, Bill, this is the question to ask you. You're the perfect guy for this. Do you want Amari Cooper in a 49er uniform?
We can't afford him. you want to know the answer to that? We can't afford him. Our cap is hit, even if we want him or not. We can't afford him. Yeah, we can't afford him right now. What we're looking at on you guys on the cap, it needs to be raised in order for even to think of dreaming of anything now. Because I'm looking at what $7-8. Oh, well, there goes Tom Brady. He gonna stay in retirement. He's looking at that gas price. Now, I'm going to go on vacation, and I'm going to go have a little bit of fun because I'm not coming out until those gas prices come down.
So,
you pay more.
Yeah. See, that's well, Tom, money's no object for him, but for people who work for a living, I mean, did somebody say a $14? These are things I won't eat, right? $14.50 for a Subway, or not a Subway, but a hoagie sandwich, right? Can you imagine? Why am I paying restaurant prices for a damn sandwich?
Yeah. Oh, let's look at $7 for a 2-liter.
$7 for a dressing.
Well, I don't know. Right now in Cali, their gas went almost to $8. And in 2 weeks, about a month.
You can still find areas where you pay $6, but you know what? It's besides the point. Those are the prices are out of control.
Yeah. It's all political that I'm not even going to get into.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to address. It's all that, and it's going to get worse. And we all need to hope on that we can get something good out of the draft, because everybody's right. We need to get a draft. But the question is, who are you? If you wanted to move up, who are you willing to trade to move up to number one? You got somebody good.
I like that Sauce guy. What's his last name? Sauce Gardner? Yeah, I like him as that kind of a cornerback. He's got star quality, I believe. If we could finally get that kind of a cornerback. You know how a lot of teams always say they mention the cornerback's name? But nobody ever mentions our cornerbacks' names when they talk about the 49ers. They talk about George Kittle, they talk about Debo, they talk about other guys. But, the Rams they got Jalen Ramsey. And, even that pisses me off. But, I mean, that's what I mean, I want somebody say something about we got this guy back there in the secondary that people got to be scared of,
Well, we'll have to roll with who we got or get somebody in the second if we ain't going to be able to move up to the first. Unless somebody gives us a first for Jimmy, and then let Jimmy go. That's the only thing. And right now, Washington is flirting with that idea. The Commanders. Why would you name your team the Commanders anyway?
Well, I know, right?
I don't even want to get into that right now tonight.
I know, right?
It's worse than the Cowboys, But anyways,
we gotta go, Bill.
We gotta send Jimmy to the Commanders. Give me a 49er shout out. Shania says hi.
Hi, Shania. 3, 2, 1. Niners! Oh, but it's not Bill. You guys have a great night, huh?
Hey, one day we could be happy. We ain't those Commanders. Hey, I'll have to talk to you, Josh. Anyways, y'all have a good night. I'll see you Friday.
You too. And nobody knows why you call your team. What I mean, it's boring. Commanders, the Washington Commanders. I mean, I would have been even happier if they called themselves the Washington Senate, but that name's already been used once, right? They want to come back to it. That was a baseball team too. Hey, Anderson.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Anderson, man, we're just sitting back here complaining about how Nick Bosa gets treated, and Sherm and Fred were talking about that and couldn't understand why in hell does that happen. The man's come out and done all what he did. And I said, I'm sitting there, I'm reading, no one watched it too, but I said, that's the gospel truth. So I'm wondering what Nick looks like coming back in next season. Is he going to go crazy? And also, Juan Jennings, 7th round pick. We struck gold finally. And what's so funny about that, though, Brian?
Yeah.
I mean, Anderson, we usually draft people late because I don't know, Richie, how do you feel about Richie James?
Well,
I mean, really, normally you get something in the late round. I'm trying to think of the best picks we got have been DJ Jones. I think we got him in the 6th round. Yeah, late round picks.
I think, yeah.
So that's why
Juan Jennings, man. Man, that's the X factor, man. I wish we could have got to him more. That boy a beast.
I think they're getting.
And see when and they see Nick Bosa, you know, shit with that. You know, the 49ers is just the most hated team on the court. Nobody really said nothing, but we can really see that. And shout out to Cynthia, because I'm still pissed off about that too. My damn self about that third or 14th play when the tackle was holding Nick Bosa, and that's how he got that damn pass off. That son of a bitch.
Because Nick was coming.
Yeah, he had, man. I was like, oh, we got this, Nick got this. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? What a flag hit? I'm like, man.
No flags.
It's that bullshit.
Yeah, we don't get no flags. And I think the more we talk about it, the more referees say, well, what are they talking about? They could get less flags than that next time. So, you know.
Yep, it's the damn Bill Vinovich. Even in a couple games, I think he did two of our games.
Oh yeah, Vinovich.
I think he did. That's the culprit right there. I'm always remember that name. That's the culprit right there.
You know what's so funny? Because none of us gonna forget his name. And then Anderson, you got the following year in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are getting called for every last. I actually almost felt sorry for the Chiefs in that Super Bowl against Brady and the Bucks. They was getting called.
They got the calls that we should have got.
I said, look at this. Now they're getting called for everything.
Because I was always saying to myself, how you rank the number one team for holding, and you mean to tell me in a Super Bowl you don't get no call for no holding? Nah, that's bullshit.
And Anderson, our defense was ranked what? Up in the top 5? And their offensive line was ranked where? Wasn't top 5. And they didn't get called for holding not one time? Come on, man. What y'all talking about, man? I seen Eric Armstead in a chokehold a couple of times, too.
Oh, man. They hate us. They hate us, all I can say. They hate us. But this season, I ain't gonna say next year because I'm gonna say this season we already in that year. But say this season we gonna dominate. We gonna dominate. We gonna dominate. And as far as cornerbacks, I feel Thomas gonna do a damn good job. But it ain't they were signing for Red, right?
I would.
Are they going to resign Red?
I imagine they might, but they're going to give him the same kind of deal they gave him last year and see if he takes it.
Okay. I've
got nothing official on that.
Okay. And besides in the game, man, the missing link was Raheem Mostert, because if you look at those plays Deebo Samuel was running, if you look at those plays Deebo Samuel was doing, just picture Raheem Mostert running those same plays, and he gone to the house. Those are same. So he was just doing Raheem Mostert plays. That was a whole missing link right there in our game. That was a missing link.
Because, see, he's used to the offensive line. Deebo's just running out there because Deebo's good. Deebo might, you know what, though, Anderson? Yeah. Deebo might even be better next year after working with that offensive line like he did this year. Because Deebo wasn't really, he just Deebo's just good. But if he knew what he knew, which blocks to follow, which way to go, he whoa.
Yeah, but I was always saying, looking at that and how Raheem Mostert be running between the tackles and guards, I'm like, man, that ain't nothing but Raheem Mostert play. Mm-hmm. That's the same play they run with Raheem Mostert, man. Yeah. That's the same play. But I'm just saying, imagine if we would have had Raheem Mostert and just put line Deebo up on the other side. Man, we killing.
So
That was
can
the
you imagine?
missing link the whole season.
The whole
Raheem
season.
Mostert.
He's a key to that offense. And also, now you get Elijah Mitchell, Raheem Mostert, and Debo. And Jeffrey Wilson Jr. can be that fourth guy, waiting in the shadows in case, waiting if he's needed, you know. So that would be, boy, that'd be a nice running back crew. Oh, man.
Yeah. So what they gonna do with Hasty?
I'll put him on the practice squad, I imagine, because he's not gonna be able to beat out any
Because
of
I
those
liked
other
him.
guys.
Because I liked him in the as a returning the ball.
True.
He was doing better than most of the other ones are doing. But the other dude, what's that other dude who got hurt that was running the ball?
Yeah, I was just sitting here trying to think of his name myself, but yeah.
I don't know why Shanahan never run him the ball. And see, one thing about that idiot Shanahan, why the fuck you take your foot off the goddamn gas, man? You fucking idiot. I mean, you so much of a genius. You an idiot.
You know, I really, if we were to ask him, he'd have an answer for us. So there are times when you question Shanahan, but because, like you say, you know he's supposed to know what he's doing. But there are some times, Kyle, I don't know. He never says in a media conference, last year I think he did say one time, I think there was some play that he would take back. But most of the time, Kyle says, no, I do the same play again. So.
Yeah. And then there's one thing I wanted to say to all the Jimmy G haters out there. Nah, Kyle Shanahan with his ego problem, with his Oedipus complex, you got to do what I say, stay in the pocket. Now, when Jimmy G first came, he was just doing his own thing. That's the thing. Kyle Shanahan makes you lesser than what you're supposed to be because he wants you to follow his system and not just play the game. When the play break down, when the play don't go how it's supposed to, if I do something else, find somebody open. Because Jimmy G can throw that fucking football. That pass to George Kittle to the end zone. Don't tell me that boy can't pass that ball.
That is you and me, well, we agree. I quit arguing with people about that. They still think he can't throw the ball more than 10 yards. That's
because they never played football.
I know.
But shout out to my boy Stevie J, man.
Stevie J, all right.
And in my 49er empire. And shout out to you, Ronbo, man.
Thanks, man. All right, Anderson.
All right,
haven't heard from you in a long time. Good to hear from you. All right. Talk to you later.
Oh, man, I'm always listening, man.
All right. Appreciate you, fam.
All right.
Night, Anderson. Wait, is that Smitty? Hey, Smitty.
What's up, bud? What's up, Ronbo? Appreciate you having me on.
Well, it's a pleasure. I mean, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm not sure how much you know about our show. We have the Quad Box Niner show on YouTube and Instagram. We'd love to have you on Thursday.
This Thursday, you know what? Maybe it's got to be this week. I'm actually being punished for having such a good time with football. I'm taking care of all the things I've been told all year long to take care of around the house and some other places as well. So last week and this week, I got one more week to go to get my responsibilities, as they're put, done before football season really gets underway around the draft. So can we reschedule? You guys do this all the time?
Yeah. I mean, we our Instagram. Are you on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. We have about 200 to 500 people in our lives on Instagram Live, and then YouTube. We just started our YouTube channel. But man, it's we'd love to have you on. We have all kinds of people come on. We had Danny Woodhead on a few weeks ago. We'd love to get you on. You're a big staple in the Niner community, so it'd definitely be a fun time. So I'll reach out to you. But the main reason I'm here, Ronbo, is I'm hearing we're huge on Trey Lance, and out of the four of us on the show, they call me Trey Lance's agent because I literally am telling people that he is going to have such a good season that we're going to be talking about him as the king of the NFC by the end of the season. And I'm hearing terms on here like, oh, we're stuck with Trey. We gotta go into the season next year with Trey. We don't have to go into the season with anything. Trey Lance is going to be one of, if not the best quarterback in the NFC right out of the box. not only does he have more experience than people are crediting him to, given that he did play last year. It's not like he's a complete rookie this year. And not to mention he went through the mental reps and going through playoff games and going to an NFC championship as a team. This guy has absorbed a lot, but his talent and skill set and his ability to his innate ability to run the football. And we know he's got a cannon of an arm. I'm tired of people saying he's a gadget quarterback or he's got to learn to read defense. Look, Burrow and Herbert just entered their sophomore seasons and had unbelievable years. If someone's telling me that Trey Lance, first of all, people don't think Trey Lance has skill. They haven't watched anything because this kid's got tremendous skill. But he's walking into literally the best situation that a quarterback I can ever remember a quarterback walking into. And
That's a good point.
And if Jimmy G, and I know you're a big fan of Jimmy G, I'm not the biggest fan of Jimmy G. I'm not going to say bad things about him on here because he's a good dude. He's a great locker room guy, changed the culture. We talk about that all the time too. But if a lot of people say Jimmy G got carried, week in and week out. If this team can go to an NFC championship game with Jimmy G and some of the limitations that he does have, whether people like him or not, whether they love how he commands the offense, imagine what this team's going to do with a guy that has a better arm, mobility, and the ability to get Shanahan out of those situations where he's making bad decisions, like not using Debo in the second half of the entire game in the NFC Championship
and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, or sorry,
it's the same mistake.
Exactly. And Shanahan has a tendency to take his foot off the gas. Jimmy G, unable to scramble, doesn't have an ability to get Shanahan out of those bad play calls. Trey Lance can. Trey Lance can extend plays. Trey Lance can he can fill all the voids and deficiencies that Shanahan has if he allows him to. So I'm hoping we have no resistance to this Trey Lance rising. And I truly believe that this kid has a top 5 to 7 quarterback season in his sophomore year, which a lot of people are going to say is crazy. But we just saw Burrow and Herbert do it. I don't want to hear it's crazy from a sophomore. It's just it's a different NFL. These quarterbacks are coming out super prepared, and Trey Lance is again walking into a better situation than any of the other quarterbacks, even Burrow, even Herbert. It's unbelievable. The weapons this kid has, never seen it before for a quarterback walking into a second year.
Yeah, well, I think with Burrow, Herbert and Burrow, they've already had 1 year, full year. So I mean, there's a little difference in there. But you know what? I think from what I'm hearing about Trey and what he learned from applying what he thinks the other quarterback on the scout team, if he's out there emulating what he thinks, well, they're telling him what to do, right? I understand he did very well with that. I am a Jimmy fan, you're right, but I'm not exactly. I'm a little concerned only because I haven't seen what he looks like under constant pressure for weeks and weeks and weeks. Hopefully, though, if Kyle's been preparing him like he says he has been, this may not be a problem. Because with me, I just want to keep winning because we gotten used to it down through the years. Because the thing is, I know if Jimmy were playing and he stays healthy, we're going to the playoffs. I want to be able to still enjoy that feeling. And like you're saying, after 2 or 3 weeks, if I see that Trey's got a handle of it, the offense, they're all melding, don't worry. I'm a Trey Lance fan just like you. No problem. But I just want to win.
Yeah. I hear you. And I think so. What I focus on fantasy football. And so I focus on production. I focus on trying to be predictive with a lot of our stuff. And I bring that dynamic to the Niner Quad Box show that we have because the other 3 individuals are diehard Niner pages and shows. And I'm the one non-Niner guy. I'm not even a Niner fan. I'm fantasy football first. And I'm all about trying to see, ahead of the curve as to what quarterback's going to break out, what wide receiver, I'm all about the production. And so when I look at Trey Lance and I see this kid, and I was a big advocate of the Niners drafting him. It wasn't just him falling into this Niner situation, but I see this kid, Trey Lance. He has everything that I saw in Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and a lot of quarterbacks that I got similar pushback on when predicting big things for them. It's always going to be uncomfortable Ronbo, until it happens. It's always going to be uncomfortable. You're always going to have a lot of uncomfortable looks and eyebrows raising when you say something before it happens. I'm not in the business of saying something when it's obvious. I clearly have an agenda to get out there first on things. So I do know that my stuff has a tendency to raise eyebrows, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally used to it. But when it comes to quarterbacks, I'm telling you, Ronbo, you have a special kid, and he's going to impress out the gate. He's intelligent. He absorbs everything. Look at how he handled that situation last year. How many people would have handled it with the professionalism? Everybody talks about, we're talking to Croc. I'm sure you know who Crocker is, sure. Eric Crocker. And even he said like how he handled this situation when he came on our show, how he handled that situation. Everybody keeps talking about how Jimmy handled it, how Trey handled it was probably even more, in an understated way, more impressive, you know? And so this kid has everything. And I truly, truly believe that it will take a couple weeks before people start
finally notice,
chanting king of the NFC.
I sure hope you're right, because like I said, I do not want to take a step back. If this team is still Super Bowl ready, I want them to continue to stay ready. So we'll see. Coming up soon. All right. Hey, listen, get back to me. I'll join you guys. And not this week, though, of course. All right. It's very, appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. It was interesting for sure. All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later.
Yep.
All right. Good night. That was interesting. All right. Oh, yeah, there he is. You meaning,
What's happening?
Well, Emilio, Smitty was like, I thought he was a 49er fan, and at the end, he says, I'm not a 49er fan, but I know about what I want to do with fantasy football. This is really interesting, because when you watch guys do fantasy football, they do a lot of number browsing, before they go out and make decisions. So, because a lot of people, they get paid for doing that. But anyway.
Yeah, it looks like he has more. It looks like he has more faith in Trey Lance than you do. That's something wrong. And you're a Niners fan.
I still need to see Trey under pressure. I still need to see what he looks like, and then I'll relax then. But until then, boy, please, Trey, stay calm. You got this. I know. First 2 or 3 games, I'll be nervous as hell. I just can't help it. I got to wait to see what he looks like. So, and we got a schedule this year where I don't know who's the first, second, and third, but it's, oh my God. Okay, let's get this. But he's got, like Smitty said though, he's got a cast around him that should be fine. He should be okay. I'm hoping.
But any quarterback should do good when you have good players around you. It's just what you do with them. I'm like, we've seen it before, but the team is around him and just the quarterback's bad. But no, you can see he has potential. There's no way around he doesn't. If somebody doesn't see he doesn't have it, something's really wrong. You think you need to stop watching football. He has the potential to be good. Right. It's just on him to really suck. He wants to be great.
Can he do it?
That's what that is.
Yeah, because we've seen how many guys come in, first-round quarterbacks come in, and how many are left. When the dust settles, it's like the Green Berets. 100 men will test today, but only 3 become Green Berets. So I say, we'll see. I hope he's one of them.
I think he has the potential. I don't see why he wouldn't. Like I said, you think about what team he has around him. There's a bunch of talent on offense and defense. You guys actually think look at our offense with Jimmy, just with Jimmy alone. We're a top 7 offense this year. Yeah. Now, if you put Trey in there, it's possible we can go up higher. There's no way. You think about it. A lot of teams in there. There's not that many teams really left in the NFC that are really elite. You still got the Packers and I'm trying to think. I don't know what you really got to get for the Rams. You got to wait for the Rams. We actually got to wait till the season starts, see what they do. But other than that, you can't really say there's really that many teams in the NFC that are really Super Bowl caliber teams.
Yeah, the AFC's got all the quarterbacks, right?
Point.
Yeah, that's we'll find out.
Yeah, that's in the works. It's kind of positive for us. You really think about it. It's not really that many. Like you said, all the quarterbacks in the AFC right now. At one point the NFC used to dominate every single year. it's kind of dwindling down with all the quarterbacks on their side. You know, all the ones we got are all are old and getting retired. You look at Tom Brady was AFC, but then you look at, like I said, Rodgers getting old. Kyler Murray has whatever issues he's got going on.
I was getting ready to say, you're right, though. All the quarterbacks in the NFC West, NFC East, I don't care what they say about Dak Prescott. Dak is working against nothingness. Well,
he may not be, but like I said, he may not be, and his division is horrible, but hey, he's still up there. He's still one of the top quarterbacks. No matter which way you look at him, maybe he's just saying it's pure luck or whatever. Maybe talent, maybe not. But
like
at
if he
this
had to play
point in
against the
time,
Rams and the Hawks and the Cardinals every year, you know, would he still be doing what he's doing?
But also, you also got to look at it, not just him. It's just when our division was horrible, we played who was in front of us, so it doesn't really matter. It just is what you do with the opportunities you get. So if that goes to what gets in the playoffs and then he falls off, hey, he got into the playoffs. It's like you look at Trey. If Trey can get us to the playoffs, at the end of the day, when you get to the playoffs, it's what you do in the playoffs, not just getting there. Because that's a whole. You see, it's a whole different dynamic. It's a whole different scenario when it comes to the playoffs.
See, that's why I laugh about Aaron Rodgers. This is why I say, everybody gives Aaron Rodgers this and this and this, and he's all that and this and that. So I said, for 11 years. 11 years. Aaron Rodgers
I find
has got into the playoffs and got thrown out.
You look at fantasy football. Right? Fantasy football is just a season thing. You got to really look at stats. And fantasy football is not going to win you a championship.
No.
It's all great, breaking records, scoring 50 touchdowns, and going for so many, 4,000 plus yards as a quarterback. It's great and all, but at the end of the time, those stats ain't going to get you no Super Bowl. That's why I never liked Kirk Cousins. Everybody was all hyped up on Kirk. I'm like, that dude is just stats. What stats doesn't win you a championship? Like I said, it's all fun when you get the quarterback to throw.
It's about character.
Touchdowns down the field and going, going crazy. It's all good and it's all fun during the season, but when it comes to crunch time in the playoffs, all that is out the window.
Yeah,
that's out the window. I said that don't mean the crap. It don't mean the damn thing in the playoffs. Those don't win you games. I'm like, it's fun though. Like I said during the season because it's cool. Even if you play fantasy football, I played a couple of times. It is fun, but at the end of the day, it doesn't win you anything. So.
Which is why we got to look for next year. Whoever they get in the draft and everything, make sure this guy's got that kill attitude. You can always tell a winner from a loser. So this is the funny thing about it. You won't get a lot of people to agree to it, but one thing about Garoppolo, he's still going to win. Watch wherever he goes, he's still going to win. Some guys got that. Because look at our record with them and without him. It's strange. Yeah, like somebody said, the team carried him. But the fact of the matter is, that's the way it works. There's an aura. Some people can get away with these things, and some can't.
No, well, technically you can say Garoppolo is a winning quarterback, but he's not that elite quarterback. It's like Alex Smith. Alex Smith was a good quarterback, but he wasn't at that elite quarterback. You have so many in that phase. You can go to Joe Flacco. He wasn't an elite quarterback, but hey, what he do? He won a Super Bowl.
Flacco
you got to look at that.
Flacco had 1 year. Jimmy's only played 4 or 5 years of football, right? Two out of
you still look at it that 4 out of those years, he still got a Super Bowl. So which way you look at? And even if you look at it, even with Super Bowl, you look at the deal.
I'm talking about length of time versus Jimmy Garoppolo's been in a year off of Tom Brady's bench. 2 out of 4 years. He was in this NFC CG. That's not easy to do. I don't care how lucky you are or what team carries you. You can't luck up on that. Not twice. Once maybe. Anyway, we'll see what happens next. Hopefully Trey's got that same luck.
I've had my moments with Jimmy. Like I said, I like Jimmy, but he just can't get it over the hump. He's just one thing short. Unless he goes to another team and goes to Super Bowl and win, then I'll be like, God damn, why couldn't you do that shit with us?
Well, no, it's like I was getting ready to say. If it's not Jimmy, it's something else. You look at what happened in the Super Bowl. You look at what happened in NFC CG. What if Kwaski makes that catch? What if Cooper Kupp doesn't have a career night? There are always things like that, and we get caught in the fourth quarter. We got a 10-point lead both times. That's what's really scary. And we still found a way to lose it. We got to go, though, fam. I'm going to see you Friday before they cut us off.
All right. You have a good night.
You too. Good night, fam. Hey, Night of Mike, come on in here, man. Forget about it.
Let's get right here on
What's going on, Ronbo?
You, man. You.
What is going on, Ronbo? Look, oh my God, forget about it. You know what? I feel great about this evening, right? Because I didn't even have to bring up the Jimmy Garoppolo freaking discussion. You was already on the topic before I even pick up the freaking phone. How the hell are you, Ronbo?
I'm the same Ronbo as I was yesterday, the day before. Mike,
Oh,
go
you're
right
the
into it,
same
because you know what? We're only going to have so many minutes, but go ahead.
I can see that. I can see it. I can hear it too, Ronbo. I can hear it too.
No, Mike,
you know,
with you, now I got to stay on guard because you got a one-track thing. I'm going to listen, and there ain't nothing else I'm going to do, all right? So go ahead. Go for it.
Nah, you're good. Hey, Ronbo, you know what? Here's the thing, right? You don't have to even really, you don't have to, it's not necessarily listen, you know what I mean? You don't have to really listen, Ronbo. I want you to comprehend, Ronbo. I want you to comprehend. And first of all, before I get started here, shout out to Raymond. Raymond, wherever you are out there, if you're listening tonight, I appreciate the energy you brought after I had my other call the other night. It was fan-fucking-tastic. And if I get a chance to ever watch a game with you, Raymond, I'm right there with you. All right, brother. I feel you from all the way across, because I know you're on the east. I can hear it. I'm out here in the west, and I know where you're at, Raymond, and I'm right there with you. All right. So you let me know. We gotta figure it out. I like that freaking guy. That guy called in, Ronbo, and he exploded like a ticking time bomb to clean up the leftovers that I left of you over there, Ronbo. And you know, it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart. Who was the guy you had on here? Was it 2 callers ago? The freaking fantasy football guy. How does the fantasy football guy have more faith in Trey Lance than you, Ronbo?
Hey.
How is that? What is that, Ronbo?
Different strokes.
What is that?
It's
like, you know, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that after all the countless injuries from Jimmy Fragilio and all the countless interceptions and all the other times that he blew it out of his ass, you still have the same confidence. It sounds like your confidence has not yet wavered. You sound exactly the same for Jimmy Fragilio, Ronbo. And I don't know. I guess the inside 49er part of me just is looking at you and wondering, when are you going to give our boy Trey Day just a little bit of that love, just a little, Ronbo.
As he plays, and I see that he's got it.
He played, Ronbo. And as a matter of fact, not only did he not play, he played and he won a game that we had to have, that we had to win in order to even have a fucking hope at the playoffs this year. And he only was put in that position because when we were up 14-0 against the fucking Titans, Jimmy Fragilio decided to start throwing the friggin' game away to him. All right?
Mike,
started to give it back.
Here's the thing. Mike, you listen for a second, all right? What happened in that game, Mike? Why do you leave things out? Did he not get hurt in that game, Mike? Did he not get hurt in that game? You skip over that every time you start in on him. You act like he's a friggin' Iron Man, that if he gets hurt, he should still play the same football as he did, whether he was hurt or not. That's bullshit.
Do me a favor, Ronbo.
Do me a favor,
Ronbo. Why don't you name a game where the fucking guy didn't get hurt? How about that? Why don't you start with that? Why don't you name? Why don't you name
3 and 5,
a
3 and 5, down and out, and got guided back into the relevance in that season. All right. So, that's what I'm saying. You who sit around and think the guy's supposed to play the same way with an injury as he does without, Mike, that's crap. That is pure crap.
Your excuses.
That's not an excuse.
For his shitty
it's
play.
A fact.
Your excuses for his shitty play were the same exact sorry excuses you used when some of us other faithful fans was telling you last offseason that we was going to draft a quarterback. And you,
we got a quarterback. Mike, but you're still not going to get me to hate Jimmy Garoppolo. No matter what kind of stories you tell, it's not going to change my mind. The 49ers were asked before he came. We became relevant for 2 years of the next 4. And I'm not going to hate on him. It's not going to happen. Look,
I'm not trying to change your mind. I already know.
I just told you. I just told you when Trey comes out and he does it, I will be all over him. And I tell you something else, Mike. If he loses, I'm not going to be complaining like you.
Ronbo. You don't have to be all over him. You don't have to come late to the party like these bandwagon Lamb fans that you have in the chat on your show. You don't have to come late to the friggin' party. You can actually,
I'm not the only one who wants to see more. There's nothing wrong with that. It's normal.
Open up your arms. Look. Open up your arms and be willing to accept reality. Accept the truth. You had a hard time doing that last offseason. You didn't even want to respect the fact that we was going to spend a first-round pick on a quarterback. As I recall, your exact words were, there's no way. No, we're not going to draft a quarterback. And that's exactly what we did. Not only did we do it, we gave up 3 fucking first rounds to do it.
2.
That's how bad it was. That's coming off of a year removed from a Super Bowl run with the same fucking guy. And so I'm sorry. You can't, Ronbo, you can't step
it's a family show. It's a family show.
Twice and expect for anyone to feel sorry for you. You understand?
Mike,
you can't
do
that.
Whoa, Mike, get this straight. Whoa. I'm not looking for your sympathy, Mike. I'm not looking for it. I don't want it. You got your point. I got mine.
Right. Well, look,
why don't you just leave that out of the equation?
Here's the thing, though, Ronbo. You say that, but then you say other things. Like the other night, I kept listening when I got off the line. I kept listening, and you told the one guy that was talking about trading fucking George Kittle and all this other retarded dumb shit that Raymond so gladly pointed out because that was just absolutely ridiculous. The freaking the bullshit that was coming out while you was talking about that, all right? And you said, oh well, Niner Mike blames the loss on Jimmy, which is so far from the truth.
You did. And that's why I call foul on you. You hold Jimmy Garoppolo fully responsible for every friggin' loss.
Look,
tell me that ain't true.
Ronbo.
Tell me it ain't true.
Don't
you never say that, do you? Do you ever say that?
Forget about it.
You never say it.
Forget about it, Ronbo. You can't use that. Look, we talk about all aspects of the game. Even when I call in after every game, we talk about all aspects.
But didn't Jimmy Garoppolo fully lose the Super Bowl? Mike, he fully lost the Super Bowl, and it was all on him on NFC CJ Championship.
How big it was.
Nobody else made any mistakes during the course of that game. It was only him. Did you not say that?
No one's saying, Ronbo, no one's saying that. But there's a reason why in Super Bowls, in playoff games, all right, there's a reason why 90 plus % of the time the quarterback gets voted as the MVP. 90% plus of the time the quarterback gets predicted as the player of the game, even in regular season games.
Mike.
The offense
here's the
plays
thing.
The game. Why is that, Ronbo?
Mike, you know what's hypocritical, though, Mike?
Ronbo?
You know what's really hypocritical?
Why is that, Ronbo?
Hey, because the quarterback
is
using
that?
He shouldn't have. Stafford shouldn't have got he shouldn't have got it this time. It's a cliche.
Why is it,
It should have been Aaron Donald.
Why is it, Ronbo?
Mike, let me ask you. Here's the thing about you, Mike.
Ronbo.
You'll not excuse Jimmy Garoppolo for one mistake, right? But you'll love Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers went over a decade and got thrown out of the playoffs every year.
Ronbo.
And you love him. You never say a bad word about him.
You have a hard time accepting the facts of football.
I'm telling you the truth. There's nothing but facts here.
Because
I just told you the whole truth.
And here's the thing, though, Ronbo. when you're talking about his successes, when you talk about how he wins and this and that, you're ready to suck him off and hit him off. All right? But when it comes to his shortcomings and his failures and his blowing out of his ass, all you could say is, oh, well, it wasn't all Jimmy's fault. It wasn't all Jimmy's fault.
No, you know what? I wouldn't even say that if you didn't come in and others who come in and say, look at Jimmy Garoppolo, man, we had that game. We need another this. That. Don't you come in like that every time. You do it every time.
No one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear it.
I agreed. I feel the same way.
When these guys do,
I see an objective approach to the game where somebody says, Garoppolo did this, and this, but this also took place. It's a team sport, Mike. That's what I try to tell you and everybody else. When people come in and lay all the blame on one guy.
Aspects of the team that are different. Name another player on the team that touches the fucking football as much as the quarterback. Name another player.
Nobody, Mike. Nobody.
Name another player that gets paid.
There are situations that take place during the course of the game, though, can determine the game.
Ronbo. Name another player on any team that gets paid as much as the quarterback, Ronbo.
Oh, so it's about the money. It's about the money.
This isn't just because, look, this isn't just because I think so. This isn't just because Nine and Mike looks at it that way. It's the reality of football.
There's hundreds of people like you, thousands. I didn't say anything about that. But I'm saying from my position, I ain't going along with it. I'm not gonna.
Ronbo. It's about the game. It's about the game, Ronbo. It's about the game. Look how many free agents there are this year. No one gives a shit. No one really fucking cares. No one talks. You know who they talk about? They talk about Aaron Rodgers. They talk about Russell Wilson. They talk about where the quarterbacks are going. They talk about Kyler Murray. They talk about quarterbacks who are still under contract before they talk about other players. Why? Because it's the most important freaking position on the team. And unfortunately for us, the most important position on our team has been one of the weakest links.
Did a better job than Jimmy Garoppolo this past year, Mike. And that's something you can't handle either.
And other people say that well, look at how much we win with Jimmy, or look how much we didn't win with Jimmy. Yeah,
winning matters.
With Brian Hoyer,
we didn't win.
DJ Befford, Nick Mullins, who the fuck would win with those guys over Jimmy? What are you talking about? Don't mention that. Don't say that.
How do you go 2 full seasons? Out of 5, your team is down 3-5. You're going to tell me a bad quarterback can bring you back to 3-5 into the playoffs, Mike?
Forget about it. Come on. What are you talking about?
There's no Raheem Mostert
in there, and then say that.
Mike,
if we had
who orchestrated the comeback? 49ers are 3-5, and they got back in the playoff run. They were down 17 points to the Rams in Week 18. Who won the game, Mike? Did you say one damn good word about Jimmy Garoppolo that day? Hell no.
Yes, I did.
So that's why when you come at me like this, that's why I come back at you the same way.
Hey, I gave him credit, Ronbo.
Oh,
I gave him credit. I gave him credit where credit is due. I gave him credit where credit is due, Ronbo. I gave him credit where credit is due. I
don't remember anything like that.
I'm one of the few that actually do that. Well, go back and watch your broadcast because I gave him credit. I always call it like it is. That's why I got to call you out when I hear you say
I haven't said a word. I sit here and I'm talking about other things, and you started on Garoppolo. Mike, who started talking about Garoppolo? I haven't said a word about Garoppolo. And now you're pissed off because I'm not saying Trey Lance is going to be a superstar. All I said was I want to see it. I didn't say anything more than that.
Ronbo,
I didn't.
Ronbo, no one's pissed off. I'm just a little confused, all right? I'm a little confused in the sense that when we're on here talking about 49er football and about 49er faithful, I'm confused that you have more faith in a guy who's only proven to be available less than half the fucking time he's been with us.
I don't appreciate him doing that either.
That we just spent 3 first-round picks on. Yeah, that's the truth. You got more fucking faith than Jimmy Fragilio, a guy who hasn't even played 2 full seasons. He's been with us for fucking 4 years, going on 5, and he hasn't even played 2 full 17
Never
or 16
said
games.
I appreciated that and never
What are you
defended
talking
that.
about?
Never defended that.
No, it doesn't matter. You can't defend it.
I never did.
It. You still defend it by acting like you have more confidence in that scenario.
Okay,
more confidence in that
Mike. This all started because you say I have no faith in Trey Lance. Am I right? And you want to know why I'm not having more faith in Trey Lance?
Everyone can. I just had to freaking listen to a guy that's a fan of
what do you want from me? I just said when he does it, I'll be fine. I don't have any problem with him starting. If he wins, I'll be delighted. I'm used to winning, and I'd like to see it continue. Mike, okay, that's it. We got to go.
All right. Well, I got news for you, Ronbo. If you like winning, and you think that we were doing all this winning with Jimmy Fragilio, then get ready to get your panties wet for what Trey Lance is going to do. All right?
I hope so.
Because I got all kind of news for you when it comes to that. Because the kid is going to be a beast. He's going to be a beast. He's going to be so
I got
much
no
of a
problem
beast
with that.
That these little ram jerk-offs you have here in your chat, they're not even going to want to come in here no more because they're going to be crying. They're going to be sad. All right? The little hopium's going to wear off
That'll
from their
be
little
good.
freaking fake tissue Super Bowl that they just got. You know what I mean?
I hope
it just
so,
is what
Mike.
it is.
I gotta go,
just is
man.
what
I
it is.
agree. I do. Mike, I
All
don't
right,
hate him.
sounds good, Ronbo. Listen, you have yourself a good evening. All right, you have yourself a good evening.
You too.
We'll do another round next time. And shout out to all the faithfuls out there. All right, all the real faithfuls out there.
Oh.
And it is what
that
it is,
fair?
Ronbo. And all you Lamb fans, you just eat a bowl of baby dicks. All right, now talk about you later, Ronbo. Forget about it.
Night, Mike. Jesus.
Put me in, Ronbo. Let's get this, man. You ready for me, Ronbo?
Oh, hey. JC says, night, Mike. Chill, brah. That's better than the cardio workout. The fantasy football shows it. As I said, Trey is king of the NFC. Smitty. Thanks, Smitty. No, I really wish people, United by Nature, Sir Lance, the king of the NFC. Listen, I really wish, I'm sure I'm not alone. A lot of us like to see a quarterback play first for a while. JC also says, United Mike was always a Jimmy hater. Rewind the YouTube tape. I know. Like I said, people can already predict that Trey's going to be a star. I didn't say otherwise. All I said was I look forward to seeing that happen. But until then, I'm nervous about it. That's not an unusual thing. I mean, I've seen him play a couple of times. I just want to know when he gets out there and after 2 or 3 games or 4 games, if we're looking to, I'll be the biggest fan of the world. But to get mad at me because I won't already anoint him as Niner by nature does, anoint him the king of the NFC West. And Smitty, I don't mean anything bad about this, but Smitty says it's going to be great. Okay, but fine. We don't all have to go by that same path. I still have faith and hope, but I'm not going to just say it until I see it because I feel weird doing that. I didn't do that for Jimmy when he first came either. They kept saying, put him in. I said, I don't know if I want to put him in there or not. Why? Because what if he gets hurt by that offensive line? Then we'll never know. That's always my feeling. That's just me. Doesn't mean I got any. Hey, Casey was already on the phone, was he? Casey. I'm sorry, Casey. Now Mike's got me all worked up.
Yeah, man, Ronbo, that really just was a buzzkill, Ronbo. Now, I don't know what kind of miserable prick you got to be to call in on a Sunday evening into the the Royal Reverend Ronbo, and pull that kind of bullshit. Well, Ronbo, I don't like to swear here, Ronbo, but I'm about to go off right now because I'm trying to have a nice Sunday night, Casey, and I got to listen to this guy cry like a little episode in the ER hospital going, why doesn't Ronbo want to suck on Jimmy or on Trey or whatever he's crying about, and do you want to win and stuff? Hey, you know what, Mike? Still on top, man. Can't lose. What you know about that, man? You sound like a little baby, Mike. Stop calling in here and giving Ronbo shit, man. Go find something. Go find a hobby. Go smoke some indica and pass out on your couch, man. I'm tired of this, man. That was ridiculous, Ronbo. Have some class, man. Calling in here like, God, man. It's like we're in the middle of March, Ronbo.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be off. It's going to be 2030. He's going to be giving you crap about Jimmy G. What the hell, man? He's going, oh, you're loving Jimmy G. Well, Mike, you're hating on Jimmy G.
That's what I'm saying.
We're like 4 points away from a Super Bowl here appearance again. Yeah. I mean, Jesus, Ronbo, that really ticks me off right there. This guy's got nothing to bring to the table other than the same old recycled argument. Mike, I used to really enjoy listening to you, man. That really pissed me off. You call in and just yell at Ronbo for 10 minutes like a bully? You think you can just swear and drop the F-bomb every 2 minutes and that makes your point more valid? No, you're a bully, bro. I bet you can't even throw a 30-yard out route. I bet you got a little wobbly pass on your 30-yard. Come on, man. I'm tired of this, Ronbo.
But we have to
every week he's just trying to bully you, man. I'm tired of this, Ronbo. You wouldn't be saying this in person.
we've all got to calm down, though. You know, I think we'll all be happy people in a few months. I really do. I never said anything other than I
hope so.
I don't know anything about Trey.
Well,
yet.
Ronbo, you know, sometimes it's what you don't say, and I think people want other people to be upset as they are sometimes, and I get that, but that's not why I tune into the Ronbo Sports Show. I tune in every time, you know, the Niners score, Ronbo freaks out. You know, Ronbo, that was a real turnoff. I think it's petty. I think it's short-sighted. And, Mike, the only reason I say this is because I know you're better than that. What do you know about that?
Well, that's okay. And he is. I love Mike. this is the only thing we have a problem with. Everything
it's just
else
an endless
is fun.
argument. It's an endless thing. You know, it has no point to it. And we're here on Sunday night. Now I got to, that was a buzzkill, Rumble. I got to hit my bong again here, man. I don't know what's going on, man, dude.
Big hit for me, too.
So Sunday night in the middle of March, we got gas prices at $10 a gallon. I don't know what the hell's going on right now, Rumble. It's like we got bombs going on the other side of the world everywhere.
Well,
people would want to call in about Jimmy G. Give me a break, man. We got
he's
better
very polarizing.
stuff to talk about.
Had we won a Super Bowl, I guess the narratives would change, but we didn't, and he's gotten hurt a lot. And I understand all
the
that.
real
I never
shit
said
part
anything
is,
otherwise.
Ronbo, is that Jimmy is a really good quarterback, and he does things that are really tough to do. And, I talk about Mike not being able to throw a 30-yard out route. Man, Ronbo, I don't think I could throw a 30-yard out route. It's a tough thing to do, man. And it's just, what have you done for me lately? You're only as good as your last play. I get it.
Yeah.
Jimmy messed up. It was an ugly play. It was a boneheaded play. But Jesus, Rumble, it's 11 on 11, man. Come on now.
Well, we're gonna find out soon, and then we'll put all this to rest, and we'll put this history behind us, and we'll move forward and enjoy 49ers football again. But you know something, Casey? It's become a tradition, and this goes back a long time. There's always a quarterback controversy going on amongst the fans. It's never going to. So if Trey comes in and does well, hopefully, there's no more arguing, fighting about the goddamn quarterback. That would be nice.
I'm saying, Ronbo, it's a, what's the phrase, a Sisyphus task? You just push the rock up the hill and it falls back down. I mean, what is going on, man?
I know.
Trey's great, man.
Mike,
He's
I gotta
going to
tell
kill
you,
it,
though, I
man.
know
It's
you're
like the
listening,
kind
Mike.
of
I'm
energy
done
we
talking
need
about
to.
Jimmy with you. Okay, really, it's serious. It's not going anywhere. You're not going to leave
Ronbo,
off your point. I'm not going to leave off mine. It's done.
I think we should just get a banner of Mike's face and put it up there. Just one face of Mike, Come on, man. It's 11 on 11, man.
It's going to be okay. But anyway, Case, I don't know if you care about Nick Bosa or not now, do you? I guess we might as well see you Friday. Unless you have something else you want to add.
Yeah. No, man, I got to get to my meditation time and get some rest for tomorrow morning. So.
All right, Phil. And my apologies
can't let
if
people
that was
try
a
and
little
push up on you like that, man.
Well, that's okay.
No, it's just pointless, man. It's just an absolute pointless thing, man. I mean, should I just call in and be upset about the third down KB missed in the Super Bowl? And come on, man. Should I call in and give it to Robbie every time, man? Robbie, you're gonna have to cut me off right now. Kick me out, Robbie. Come on, man. I'm pissed off, man.
Robbie did miss a field goal once and made me mad. Okay, it's in a team situation. That game was really tight, and there's no room for errors. And that's
I just don't know what he's doing on the 49ers, Ronbo. What are you doing supporting this guy, Robbie Gould, Ronbo? This bum Gould, man. Let's get him out of here, Ronbo. I'm freaking tired of this. Everyone's upset with Jimmy. I'm pissed off at Robbie, man.
Anyway, Case.
I'm pissed off at Raheem Mostert. He had no pass blocking in the Super Bowl. What about that? I'm still pissed off at Raheem.
And he got hurt, and that was his fault, too.
I got a real long memory, Ronbo. All right, man. Adios.
All right, Casey. Appreciate you. Have a great night, fam. Tony, come on in here, man. Good.
Ronbo, good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm all fine. My circulation's moving 1,000 miles an hour. I feel great, actually. I feel high. It's amazing how that works.
Well, when Niner Mike did this about 5 weeks ago, the day after the NFC Championship game, it was therapeutic, or at least it should have been therapeutic. Now it's getting old. Doing the same thing again.
You know, it's passionate fans though. If he really wanted to win, I understand that, and then I take a position of, well, I understand that Jimmy screwed up, but then I also understand that only one guy can't really. Some quarterbacks do, but I look at the Super Bowls that have been won. Tony, when's the last time a quarterback, other than this particular one, but did he really? Stafford may have lost that game had the 49ers made a couple less errors, right? Then I look at Tom Brady the year before. Tom didn't have to do much work in that game. Pretty much the defense ran Mahomes completely out of the stadium. And the year before, with the 49ers versus the Chiefs, the offense or the defense, they breached that line in the fourth quarter on every snap at one point. But, it's still a quarterback's job. He's supposed to defy all odds and get it done. I understand that. But you know what bothers me, though, Tony? When I think about Aaron Rodgers and everybody praises him like he's a god, Aaron Rodgers ran out of the playoffs 11 straight years. Nobody says anything. He's still the greatest thing since French bread. So I'm a little torn about Rodgers is a great quarterback. Don't deny that. But I do say if you're going to judge a quarterback by just what he does in those big games, there's a lot of other guys, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. The list is long of players that didn't quite make it in the big game. So that's why I defend Jimmy G, because I say, Jimmy G's been there 2 times since he left the bench in New England. And I don't know what people expected. I thought he did a great job. He fell short at the last bit. Okay. But I wonder, one more time with Jimmy G in the Super Bowl, I wonder if he'd lose. That's the way it works in football. No matter how good you are. That's not always what it's about.
I agree, Ronbo, because Matt Ryan's in the same category as Jimmy G, according to the fans. Because, we lost the 2012 NFC Championship to you guys on that 4th down incomplete pass. Tony Gonzalez was open in the end zone.
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan threw it to Roddy White instead. And then, about Super Bowl 51, I'm not even going to rehash that.
We just watched that, yeah.
Yeah, but Matt Ryan has he's already got over 60,000 passing yards. He's over 5,000 pass completions, more touchdown passes than Aaron Rodgers. But they love, and Aaron Rodgers has been in the league longer. That's because he had to sit behind Brett Favre. But they praise Aaron Rodgers, and they hate, mainstream media even hates Matt Ryan. So I feel you. It's the same thing with Jimmy G.
Quarterbacks, they can only be as good as their team, and for the most part. But if mistakes are made, it's going to happen. It's football. The team that you're playing against wants it as bad as you do. Those are the breaks. But to condemn a quarterback or any other player on the team for every last loss, being a player myself, to me, that is bull crap. It just doesn't work.
2020 NFC Championship game, Tampa at Green Bay. Brady threw those 2 or 3 interceptions in the second half. Aaron Rodgers didn't get it done then when the defense got him the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
But yet they don't criticize him.
He's praised like he's the greatest thing ever that happened. It was also Aaron lost to the Hawks a few years ago that made me crazy angry. But it wasn't fully his fault. That recovered punt, remember that? All the Packers had to do was cover the ball. These are the things that can take away. That's why I didn't blame Aaron for that, or some other games too. But why did he score at least 14 points in Green Bay with this last playoff? I mean, it just happens.
Yep.
It doesn't need to condemn the quarterback.
Yep. In the 2016 NFC Championship, you couldn't blame them against us because we just smoked them. We got up on them 24-0 before they even got set, and we kept hitting them.
That was amazing.
So you couldn't blame them.
How about 2019? Again, there's Aaron Rodgers getting his brains beat out against the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. Was it all his fault?
Y'all were running it down the throat. Y'all were running it down the throat.
So Jimmy failed. All right. Goodbye, Jimmy.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying, Mike, because when you and him had this battle 5 weeks ago, you said he's gone. It's like Dynamite's upset.
He's
Dynamite's
leaving.
upset. Yeah, he's leaving. So why are you still talking about Jimmy G? You should be talking about this draft.
Because he
and
had a
these
problem with
defensive
me not endorsing Trey Lance as being the next great thing. All I ask is I just want to see it. When I see him do it, hell yeah, I'll be saying, great, let's go, Trey. And I'm like, God, I don't know. Why is that so wrong?
I don't know. He needs to let it go. Think about the draft. Think about the now free agencies in about a week and a half. I saw these 40 times today with the corners and then the safeties. The corners are like fast like the running backs. Those
See, that's a
wide
good thing.
receivers
Yeah.
ran much faster.
We're going to need it. And you know, hey, Tony, that makes sense, though, you know? Because if you got this class of wide receivers going to run like hell, some of the same kids that might have played wide receiver are playing defense instead. They're cornerbacks. That's the way it works.
And this Baylor kid named Keelan Barnes ran a 4.33 and then a 4.29. He's pretty, but he's like 5'10". Probably suited better for in the slot inside.
Mm-hmm.
One guy I was impressed with, this guy's named Tariq Woolen. One of your guys in the chat was talking about him. He's like 6'2". He ran a 4.31 and a 4.30 out of University of Texas, San Antonio. I saw him play in their conference championship game. He's pretty good. Good tacklers.
Hey, did you check out Sauce Gardner though? See, I'm liking Sauce because Sauce is already talking trash. Well, he's not really talking trash, but he's real confident. I like that. You know,
at 4.47. Yeah, I hope we don't get him at 8. I want us to trade out of that 8 spot so bad.
You guys want more picks? Huh?
Ronbo, if we trade out of that 8 spot, we can get a first-round pick for next year. That's my main reason. That's 2 first-round picks. Now we can draft Matt Ryan's replacement. You know, with 2 first-round picks, you can trade up and get the best quarterback in the draft. That's why.
Hey, you know anything about next year's class already?
I heard that their quarterbacks are better than this year. They're better than this year's class.
No, this year ain't getting no respect. I mean, it's like they're just. Because I don't watch college football. So, you know, when I hear about these guys allowing me to work today, this is the first year anybody said that. They're saying one guy, though, has been impressive. But we're talking the combine. Guys who are impressive in the combine doesn't mean enough. You know, pro day is another story, but we'll see. So,
Ronbo, and they're hyping Malik Willis out of Liberty, the second coming of Michael Vick. I'm sorry, I can't take a quarterback that threw 3 interceptions and got their butt kicked the last game of the season at home against Army.
Wait, I think I see that on. I think I see that on NFL Network. Yeah, they were talking about him like he was. Yeah.
Somebody's gonna take him longer than that. That's all I care about.
So Tony, I'm gonna go. I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up early. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see you Friday if you got some time, huh?
Yes, sir. Ronbo. Just next time Dynamite calls, say, hey, let's talk about the draft, players. That's what I'm talking about.
Mike's my friend. I'm never going to restrict him. We're going to have those conversations every now and then. That's just the nature of our relationship. That's fine. I just hope it doesn't scare anybody when we're doing it. Normally, I just let Mike go. But for tonight, sometimes I don't mind yelling back. But tonight was one of those. So, okay. Anyway, Tony, thanks.
Take care,
you too.
Washington looked good today, both of them.
Hey, all right, Tony. I'll see you Friday.
All
right. And I see the Big Show says, I hope the Trey stands have their therapist numbers on speed dial. John did say there's a scenario where the cap situation. See, I didn't even say anything about that. I saw that. I didn't say anything. There's an area where the cap situation allows them to keep Jimmy. Show, thanks for the contribution. And I actually, Show, I'm going to tell you the truth. I kind of hope not, right? Because let's just clear the table and bring Trey on in and let's see what we got here. You know, because this is like something that probably needs to end. But you know what? We're looking from a fan perspective. Maybe, I don't know, looking from where they're sitting in the front office, I don't know, actually, what's really best for the team. For the fans, goodbye, Jimmy. Just go. For the team, George Kittle, people are mad at George now because he supports. I was laughing about that because, if you're going to get mad at George Kittle, you got a lot of 49er fans 49er players to get mad at. They all like him. Leadership has its benefits. Maybe they feel better. I just hope Trey can actually carry the same kind of leadership volume with the team as Jimmy does. Hopefully, because we're going to need that, So, but anyway, Bam, again, I want to apologize if you were freaked out by Mike. We do that every now and then. We're okay, honestly. He'll call back and we'll be fine. We may do it again. We may not. I don't know. But don't worry about it. We're okay. You and I will never do that. Have a great night. I'll see you Friday. Subscribe, please. And thanks for the contributions, guys. Niners! Everybody calm down.